Washington and Lincoln, and now it's like,
Well, Lincoln just passed away, so.
Oh, yeah. Didn't Dave get his beard hair or something? Is that what he wanted?
He's been trying to get it.
Trying to get Abe Lincoln's
Why wouldn't you want it?
I mean, yeah, why? I mean, think about the conversation you could have. True? Anybody look at you weird if you come, hey, Chris, come on over to my house. First thing I'd like to show you, look at here. Here's Abe Lincoln's beard hair.
Gross.
And then Chris leaves the party. Okay. Get it. Maybe I'm having a problem, Chris. This is the third hot chocolate of the week. I didn't think you had a drinking problem.
You like tweets? Tweets. Sweets?
I like sweets.
I know who likes tweets.
Yes. That's to come. Good morning, one and all. Thank you for being here. Happy Friday. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, Carmichael Friday. Carmichael Dave will be back with us on Monday, allegedly. And we're here. We're here with you for the next 4 hours, hanging out, talking sports, talking life, talking with you, talking it through, talking through our Sacramento Kings, talking through just stuff in general. We appreciate you being here, 916-339-1140. On the text line, you could call in today, 1-800-920-1140 as well. YouTube chatters, you are there. Slowly arriving, but you are here. We appreciate that. Good morning to one and all. And saw one of our regulars out in the wild. They let him loose. It was, JR, there was a phrase this week from President Luke Wood over at Sacramento State that said, this is kind of disruptive marketing, the way Sacramento State made their plan on the MAC. Well, I would say, Chris, JR is a disruptive caller. Some days it's phenomenal what JR could provide to the program.
Occasionally, it's good insight on the sports world.
Occasionally. And
occasionally.
And then other times just like, well, I don't know, it's just kind of whirlwind through the show and then just went right out. And it's like, okay. So yesterday, you're working. You're doing a double shift. You are working the board for the game night show, the Kings pregame, the game. So Chris has had a late night, and he's right back here. Did you ever leave?
I slept on your couch in your office.
Nice. Actually, I could do that. I know I could do that and be just fine. Except for I think there's probably some stuff that I don't know what goes on in here overnight. There's allegedly our two offices are right next to each other. Then there's this open space next to mine. And it's like, I think there's ghosts over there. But I think they're harmless. Anyway, we were all working last night. And just kind of start the game night segment, filling in for Scott. And you ever, like, I'm talking to Henry. I'm looking longingly into his eyes as he's making his point, and I'm talking to him. And then I just feel like there's, like, chaos. And, like, people are, like, going, like, flagging me down, trying to, like, hey, over there. I'm like, what, is there a fire? Like, what's going on? And there's a security person. There's someone that's working the stats. The game hasn't even started yet. That's back there that's trying to get my attention. I see them, and then they're pointing over to the side, and I look, and it's JR, and he's like, hey! And I'm like, JR, I mean, I can't stop down. We just started the show. And so I'm thinking, man, I don't like to do that because, I mean, I would like to say hi to JR, but, I mean, I literally can't stop. And then do the segment, actually a pretty engaging, I thought, opening segment with Henry. It was a different opinion on something we were talking about than I thought he would have. And so then I look back and, JR waited us out. He was still there. And then had a chance to talk to him, which was fun. And he said he had just got done talking to Alan and Whitey. And I said, okay. And then he goes, yeah, I'm going to go be right behind the Magic bench tonight. And I said, oh, yeah, you can have an impact on this game. Go be disruptive. And I said, chant turkey sausage. He goes, oh, they're going to hear me. Everyone's going to hear me on TV. I don't know if people heard him.
Did anybody hear turkey sausage?
I don't know. I don't know what he said, but it was always good to see JR out in the wild. You've done the Kings games many a times. We were raving how we had the band back together. We
I think
didn't have an impact on the game.
G-Man and I have very similar winning percentages working Kings games.
Yeah.
He's done a lot more games, but he did have that run in the 2000s that I wasn't here for.
Yeah, but the a lot more games just keeps shrinking that percentage. I've not done as many games as far as worked as many as G-Man, but worked a lot of them. Winning percentage is not good. And last night...
There was a moment, though, where you probably had the best one.
Me?
Yeah.
Like calling games, you mean?
Huh?
Calling games or
no,
working
like just
for the team?
working for the team.
Yeah, because, I mean, I started in 94, and that year they were...
9.
What's that? They were 39 wins. Just missed the playoffs. And then I think the next year they went 39 but made it.
Yeah.
And then there were some couple lean years, one really bad year, and then it was, the 8 years of success. So, yeah, I wonder. I bet there was a time, Chris, where my literal percentage of working for the team was probably above 500. In that 8-year stretch.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Would have caught up for that previous time because they were close enough to 500 a couple of those years.
And it's bad when they, got real bad and oh, well, they'll be back.
Yeah. And I guess they were. It's just a real quick return to being back. And then last night. And I said this yesterday, and I felt like a few people agreed with me. And when I said, they've lost 14 in a row, I'm not glossing over that. That is, they've tied the franchise record going into yesterday. But the 8 days off felt like, well, if they lose tonight, yeah, it'll be 15. Well, I'll be disappointed, but it'll kind of feel like one because they were off so long. I didn't feel like we were carrying the streak over. I guess to me it felt a little bit like if the Kings lost the last 14 games of the season and then you're starting a new year and you lose game 1, you're like, well, yeah, it's 15, but this group has lost just one game. That's how I felt going into the game, and then the game happened. I'm like, no, it's 15 in a row. The way it went, and we'll chronicle it with Rewind a little bit later. Highlights accompanying the show. We also are going to talk.
Can we just do the first quarter Rewind?
Ooh. How was Rewind for you? We never really communicated that much before. I just write it. It enters that mind of Chris Verlade and the Verlade squad, and then you spit it out. Any more challenging, easy, hard, whatever? What was it today?
It's right about the middle. Wasn't hard, wasn't easy. There have been some where I've come in here and just been like, boom, done in 15 minutes.
Well, I think my favorites are and it was really early. I think it might have been our second or third rewind. So we're talking about first year, second or third rewind. You're like, I don't know if I can do this. And then you just took a beat, and then you're like, all right, got here. And then I think you've had a couple of other of those, and then it's like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
And now you've got the library.
Got a bank.
He's got a bank. He's put it in the bank. Mark Frey chimes in with the road schedule coming up. I think 20 straight losses is 100%.
They're beating the Lakers. I don't know why anyone's saying that this is going to continue.
Ownage on the Rockets, 2-1. That actually would be kind of funny if they lost to the Spurs, lost to the Grizz.
Actually, it'd be very funny if they beat the Spurs.
That would you would enjoy that.
I would very much enjoy
out of that.
If they beat the Spurs and lost every the rest of their games, it's a successful season.
Wait, 25. Yeah, they have 2 left with the Spurs. If they beat the Spurs twice,
they would have beaten the Spurs. They've beaten the Lakers this year.
Yeah,
beaten the Warriors.
Beating the Rockets.
And have the worst season of all time.
Mm-hmm. Cheers. And then the Spurs, for you, go out in the first round. You good with that? I think you would be.
Very.
I think you would be. But, yeah, again, thank you, everyone, for being here. If you're here, hit that thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate it. It is 15 straight losses. That's historic. It's painful. We're in it together, I guess. No, we are. And we will talk our way through that today. It's Friday. That means it's a lot of fun for us on Friday. Friday, gotta get down on Friday. We have Friday Fun and Games to wrap up the show. We have a guest today coming up at 9, Chris Watkins. Sometimes he's behind the scenes. Sometimes he's in front of the scene. Sometimes he is the scene. He's our guy. Chris Watkins is going to be in studio today. He's also been watching a lot of college hoops. We'll get his perspective on, and he's been to some of these games in person, which is really cool. His perspective on some of these top picks in the NBA draft, also on our struggling Sacramento Kings. That'll be at 9. At the end of the show, we will have Friday Fun and Games. We will talk with Matt and Kayla. We'll have celebrity birthdays. But along the way, there's a Kings Rewind. We have post-game reaction. And that's the thing. Look, it's 100% easy to pile on the Kings, and I'm not even asking for grace on the team. But let's try to have it as informed and strong opinions, but nothing personal here. Just see what we can do, see what we can carve out and figure out, and how to. We can all have our opinions on what needs to happen. But I think the reality, the lot on life for the rest of this year, I hope we don't have a lot more of the way last night went. But if we look at it, in this 15-game losing streak, the last 3 games have been very, very similar in a sense where at the end, when we get to the final outcome, there was no chance for the Sacramento Kings to win. That's the hardest part of this, where I keep reciting they lost to the Cavaliers here. That was one of their better games, and I think for the fan base, and I know being at the game, that was one of the first games they truly, went all in on the young players, and they played great. And at the end, ironically, it was kind of DeRozan and Westbrook that hurt their chances to win. They didn't try to do that. They just didn't finish that game very well. But it's like we left that game going, you know what, it's a loss. Cleveland's definitely better than Sacramento. But I think we could all deal with that. Like, that was not a moral victory, but it was, look at what this could be if these young guys continue to play like that. Now, we fast forward to the last 3 games, the last 2 before the break, against lesser teams like Utah. That certainly didn't seem like they were that interested in winning. New Orleans, kind of the same situation. And to be blown out with not being that competitive, shooting terribly. And we get to yesterday, where you had the mental reset, you had the break, you get Keegan back, you know that Sabonis and Levine are out. And at moments, the game was going fine. First quarter was good. I know Orlando was shot terribly, but look, your Kings are partly responsible. Maybe it's more Orlando. And then as it goes along, the Kings have a brutal second quarter, but they do a good job of fighting back in the third. And then, boom. A 1-point game into a 30-something point loss, no chance to win. That's the part, to me, that's the hardest to take. And so now you've made history. They are dead last with a bit of a cushion, too. So there is a camp that is rooting for that and for you. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm not. I'm not trying to change your opinion on that per se, but this is what some people wanted as far as let's be the worst team. You got it.
I think a lot of the Kings fans are kind of schizophrenic when it comes to this, because it's like, I want the Kings to lose every game, but I want them to play good, and I want all their players to be good, and I want them to trade everybody, but I want them all to lose. It's like, you gotta, this is all coming together.
Kind of have to live with this,
yeah.
Right? And the people that don't want them to lose have to live with it too. Look, it's...
And once again, do not put your hopes on getting the number 1 pick.
Right.
I'm already out there saying, with all of the mock lotteries that we've done, the Kings are not getting the number 1 pick.
All right. Well, you brought up the dreaded word, Chris. I'm going to do it earlier in the show than I wanted to. Chris has set it up. Mock draft, lottery simulation, first try, and stop. I'm going to work my way from 5 to 1 because we're all fearing the worst that the Kings will pick 5th. With the 5th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, Kingston Flemings goes to the Los Angeles Clippers via the Pacers. That's part of the Zubats. Like, there's certain protections they have. I had forgotten about that. I didn't expect to see the Clippers there. With the 4th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, from North Carolina, Caleb Wilson goes to the Brooklyn Nets. You intrigued?
No.
With the 3rd pick, power forward out of Duke, Cameron Boozer goes to the Washington Wizards. Remember, this is our first try today. With the second pick, 6'9" freshman AJ Devonsta out of BYU goes to the Sacramento Kings.
You know what? I'll take it.
And with the first pick, originally slated to the New Orleans Pelicans, now goes to the Atlanta Hawks. They get Darren Peterson. That's one of our better results. That was the first try. We got number 2. I think that is a scenario where Kings fans would feel pretty good. That's pretty rare. I mean, how many times? I don't want to do it again right now. I'll do it again later. We'll see if we're as fortunate as that. But that's what look, I think even in a miserable season, and even people that are as down as they possibly can be, I believe, and there's some people that are more optimistic than others. I know I'm definitely a person of optimism. But if you are rooting for the losing and increased lottery odds, then you're a person that has hope somewhere. And that's probably what I'll talk to Dave about, because I know he's talked about what's the reason and what's the point of having optimism? What's the point in having hope? That kind of thing. But if you're in the camp of wanting them to lose, you're doing that because you think their best chances to get better is via the lottery and winning the lottery. Well, inherently, you need some hope. You need some optimism in that. And in the end, whatever the Kings pick, first or fifth or seventh or second, they have to do it right. And that's what it's all going to come down to. So we're going to get into all of that for sure today. We've got some other stuff that we've got cooked up for you. But with that said, what do you say we start things off with leading off?
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
In a season now that finds them having lost for a 15th consecutive time. In the 100-year franchise history, dating back to the Rochester Royals, on to the Cincinnati Royals, then the Kansas City Royals, and now the Sacramento Kings, it is the longest losing streak ever for this franchise. Not much more can be said about that. The final score is 131-94.
Chris, you get maybe one of the best opportunities because G-Man's a legend. He's so good at his craft. I feel for you. Just can tell he's like all of us. It's tough. It's tough to describe this, but you get the on air. You get to hear it the whole game, but you also get the commercial breaks, the authentic version of what we're all thinking too. I just feel for him right now too. He's done this so long. He's seen a ton of losses. Look, I know he doesn't want this, but you can hear it, and I think he's describing how we all kind of feel about the team, and it's a really tough spot right now.
I do think the G-Man likes me doing the games because I told you they've lost so many times.
Yep.
And every once in a while, they'll be just, this game's over and there's a quarter and a half left to go.
Yeah.
And I'll throw out you know what? I think they got him right where they want him.
Something that makes him laugh, something that gets him. It was not good yesterday for the Sacramento Kings. We'll have some numbers to support that. Obviously, a 15-game losing streak does that on its own. In a league right now that is so hyper-focused on its biggest weapon, which is the three-point shot, I think the stat of the day from that game, the Sacramento Kings took 27 three-pointers. They attempted 27 of them, which that number's a little low. I know Doug would say that's low. So they attempted 27. The Magic made 27. Kings made 8. Do the math. 19 more. 3 point. I mean, how do you make up that point total? You don't. That's how you get blown out in your own building. And the last 3 years, or the highest 3-point nights in Magic history, have all come at the expense of the Sacramento Kings. Their franchise record was set here in 2024. They top it and set it here again last night. and a complete blowout as the Kings lose to the Magic. All right, let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Canada gets fresh skaters on the ice. The outlet pass for Keller, a defenseman. Nice move, cuts to the net, score! Megan Keller, the overtime hero, the United States, wins gold in Milan.
OT goal for Team USA as they win the hockey final for gold. I mean, there's special moments in the Olympics. This year, I think that's one of the great moments. There's a couple more yesterday, a couple more in the last couple days as the Olympics wind down. Awesome moment. Great call there as Team USA takes home the gold with an OT goal for gold. Really, really cool. All right, let's get to one more cut before we take our first break. Cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
Well, what could that possibly mean? Let's try it one more time. What do you think this means? Word yesterday from Shams, and we're going to talk a lot more about this. And isn't it ironic? Because we're seeing, I would say, multiple teams this year that, if you want to do a little deep dive, a little investigating, a little, searching through, I don't know if there's books to keep on this, but just minutes watching, players available. The dreaded T word, the tanking word has been floated around. We talked a lot about that yesterday with Sam Amick. He wrote even more about it yesterday from The Athletic. It is an issue that the league is very hyper aware of, so much so that apparently the GMs, some of the competition committee, they have talked about this. It is on their radar, and everyone is expecting changes from the league to implement. We'll go over the list of some of the things they are suggesting. And I think when I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, okay, I could see that idea. Whoa, that one's a bit radical. We'll kind of go through. I don't know where they're going to land, what they're ultimately going to get. I think the conversation is probably good and healthy. I do have my kind of antennas up going, is this an overreaction to this year specifically? Because I don't feel like it's always like this. And I also feel sometimes if a team is bad, we just throw, they're tanking. Some teams are just bad. But some teams, I would say, are guilty of tanking. I think there's no doubt about that. The league has to figure out, or wants to figure out, for multiple reasons, and the one that bothers me probably the most is I think they're being heavily swayed by money, which, surprise, much like the world, but they don't want to have an impact on gambling. I think they want the integrity. They want as much of their games to be played with under the belief that there's full 100% integrity of each team for every game. And I want to believe that too, but I know the reality is if you are celebrating the highest, like we're in the ring culture, there's nothing better, right, than winning a championship. We change our opinions on guys that, he didn't win a championship. That guy won 5. He's better. Has to be. Okay. Then the guy that's trying to get a 6th ring, a 1st ring, a 3rd ring, a team, or coach, should we blame them if they think it's in the better interest of their player, of their team, to have a player rest, to sit out? They've got a tough stretch of 4 games and 6 nights, and it might be their only time in Toronto, but you know what? We're going to rest our star player tonight. If the end game is to try to win a title and to win as many as possible, I don't think you can argue with that. Now, that's a single case scenario. That may not be the exact framework of tanking, but it gets into the resting part. It gets into trying to have every game be as authentic and optimistic and, the playoff type feel as they can. That's why they added the cup. I mean, they are very, very intentional in their planning. I just hope they don't overreact to this. And so we'll go over the list of things that they're talking about potential ideas to limit this and curb this. And it might just happen naturally next year if the speculation is that the draft isn't as good. So we'll go over that. We got a lot to go over. We're just beginning here. In this hour still to come, we will have some more thoughts as the Winter Olympics wrap up. But when we come back, the Kings, they were in action. We heard one cut from the G-Man. We'll hear a few more. We'll audio recap the game last night that ended up being all Orlando, as we're just getting started here on a Friday on Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Gonzalez Law. Ooh, that was a little pitchy. Let me tell you about Jonathan Gonzalez, a lawyer here in downtown Sacramento, and he has been performing at a very, very high level at his craft, at his job for you and for others out there. Look, there is no case that is too big or too small. He offers free and confidential case evaluations and can be reached at 916-304-9187, saclegaldefense.com. Contact his office, contact his team, and you will find out all the different ways that he can help you. In fact, he was undefeated as a trial lawyer in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. You get the idea how successful he has been, and whether you've been in a wrongful termination case, sexual harassment case, been involved in an auto accident, maybe you need criminal defense, or you have something that's on your record that you'd like removed to get it out of there, to feel better about things. You can have that removed, called an expungement. He's helped with that and helped many people get some of their rights back, their Second Amendment rights, so many things that he can help you with. Why not give him a call? Why not contact him if that's an area you feel like you fit into this criteria? Also, just good to have him on a contact and to know who you might need to call if you're ever in this situation. Again, it's Gonzalez Law, Jonathan Gonzalez, saclegaldefense.com, 916-304-9187.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Carmichael Dave will be back with us next week. Boy, was he active yesterday on Twitter. We'll get into that in a little bit.
It's an understatement.
916-339-1140 if you want to text into the show. 1-800-920-1140 if you'd like to chime in as well.
That'd be like someone saying that the winner of the Ironman went out for a stroll.
Half Ironman, Chris.
Oh, I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let's dive in to last night. Sacramento Kings, Orlando Magic. First matchup of the year between these two teams. It's out of the break. Orlando didn't have Franz Wagner. The Kings did not have DeAndre Hunter. They did not have Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine, who are both going to be done for the remainder of the season. The part that I was thrown away by a little bit was I was expecting, here's another new starting lineup. And then G-Man was telling me before the game, no, Keegan, Precious, Reynaud, DeMar, and Westbrook actually, I think it was like their 8th time they've started. I'm like, I would not have. It just feels like Keegan's barely played. But I guess that combination had played some. And Keegan and Sabonis haven't played. It's been that kind of year, and that's the way the year is going to continue. But Keegan was back, and it was good to hear him back with the Kings.
Debo drives, spins, leaves his feet, kicks to the corner. Keegan for 3. He's got the triple.
The fans knew what to do. Moak knew how to get him going. The first quarter was interesting to watch Orlando. I know I even joked in one of the commercial breaks and went, man, I don't think they could score in an empty gym. That team, they were turning the ball over. They were missing shot after shot after shot. And meanwhile, the Kings were getting hot because Malik Monk came in.
13-13 on the scoreboard. Malik Monk takes it on the right wing in three-point range. Probes, steps back, probes again, steps back, decides to launch. Going to be right on target. Malik Monk from downtown makes it 16-13.
All right, that's early on. Malik shooting the long ball there, one of the 8 made by the Kings. But also Malik can get to the basket.
Here's Reynaud with a backdoor cut. Great grip to the rim. Malik Monk gives the Kings their biggest lead of the ball game. Sacramento is up by 7 at 25-18.
Okay. Well, things are good. And you know what? Things are getting better. At the end of the first quarter, Monk would add on and build on to the lead.
Monk, shot clock at 5. Monk looks left, starts right, kicks the pass to Carter, drives and kicks. Monk up fake, launches to beat the buzzer, scores! Knocks down the 3. He's got 9 off the bench. Kings have a 10-point lead. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Here comes Suggs on the run. A lot of contact. Shot missed. Suggs unhappy. No call. 11-0 run by Sacramento to end the first quarter. They lead by 10.
I actually was feeling pretty good. I go, I know Orlando's shooting poorly, but look, Kings are up 10. They scored 28. They weren't that amazing. They turned the ball over as well in the first quarter. It's like, all right, things are looking up for the Sacramento Kings. Maybe this streak can break and be broken. Well, the problem is the Kings broke down and scored 27 in the second quarter. That's fine. But, man, were they awful defensively, and, man, did the Orlando Magic get hot, and they would take the lead pretty early in the quarter.
Here's a wide-open 3 for the lead. Anthony Black delivers the triple. 12 unanswered points on the part of the Magic.
Yeah, so the 12-0 run put the Magic ahead, and again, they score 46 in the second quarter. So we go to the third, and maybe, not even maybe, I think the highlight of the night for the Kings was the first possession of the third quarter.
DeRozan has it three-point range. Now drives and kicks to the corner. Renault fakes the three. Goes to the baseline, draws the foul, hits the floater from behind the angle of the backboard, pumps a fist, and the smile on his face, it's just like he won a gold medal.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it. It was a great shot, trick shot. He'd get people a lot of letters and horse playing that one and making that one. Continue the third quarter. Paolo Banchero, man, he worked his way to a good night. 30 points. He had 6 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal, a block, and this three.
And Carroll with a step-back three that's challenged, but he scores it anyhow. 23 points. What a nice soft touch out on the perimeter for that big fella. He's got 21 points in 23 minutes of playing time.
Big fella. Banchero, is it? Yeah. He hit that three. He had 30. And then you heard it earlier, but this is how it all wrapped up, courtesy of the G-Man. Because, by the way, we didn't play any fourth quarter highlights. It didn't get better. Spoiler alert.
In a season now that finds them having lost for a 15th consecutive time. In the 100-year franchise history, dating back to the Rochester Royals, on to the Cincinnati Royals, then the Kansas City Royals, and now the Sacramento Kings, it is the longest losing streak ever for this franchise. Not much more can be said about that. The final score is 131-94.
They had a couple of lengthy losing streaks earlier in the season, and I know how I felt during those and other times in the Kings' history when they lose this many. You just go, when are they going to win again? Like, who? They do literally have the worst record. They've been really bad on the road, haven't been that good at home, and you look at it and you go, I don't know when they're ever going to win. The last time they had a losing streak certainly wasn't this long, but they were 8-23 after Christmas when they beat Dallas. Then they lost to the Lakers, the Clippers. Again, those two non-competitive, lost by double figures to Boston, 27 to Phoenix. What is that? 17 to the Bucks, only by 2 to Dallas, and then to 34 points to the Warriors. I'm thinking, I don't know when they're ever going to win. Then they beat the Rockets, the Lakers, the Knicks, and the Wizards. That 4-game winning streak came out of nowhere, and since then, they haven't won again. That's it. That's when the streak started. Lost to the Blazers, the Heat, the Raptors, the Cavs, the Pistons, the Knicks, the Sixers, the Celtics, the Wizards, Memphis here, Clippers here, Cleveland here, at New Orleans, at Utah, and now home versus Orlando. So when you look at it, yeah, they'll be underdogs in these games. Where's the win? Dallas isn't playing great. Doesn't mean that's the game. You do have games left with Indiana, with Brooklyn, in fact, that, are much like the Kings, where they only have 15 wins. You've got a couple more with New Orleans. But the way this thing works, it could be a win against Phoenix. It could be defeating Chicago, the Spurs, Charlotte. Who knows? At this point, it's going to take a night watching this team the way they play now. And the young guys, now it's the issue to me is they have injuries. They've had them. And I know people want to see the young players play, and that's what they should do. I 100% stamp that, agree with that. I have no issue with that. I think it's going to be harder for that group to win, and that's probably okay. It's about seeing them develop. But what you really got to see is, the younger guys are going to get stats. Are they getting stats just because they're getting minutes, or are they getting stats because we're watching them? Hey, you know what? There is something there in this young player, and that can really help them turn into something. That's what you have to build upon. That's what you have to hope is here. Because if that's not even here, that's frustrating. Because then you're thinking, all right, you're going to get a high draft pick, but you're putting so much more pressure on that pick. And with the way the league is looking at, tanking and lottery picks going forward, this is going to be a tough climb for the Sacramento Kings. I think there's no way around that. All right, we got more on this coming up. We will have Kings Rewind about an hour from now. Chris Watkins will also be in studio at 9. We have Friday Fun and Games to wrap things up. Still a lot more ahead, including 3 for Madness and much more to get to as we continue. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, right here on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sactown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
Hey there, Mark and Tom, the travel and entertainment guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Time for our weekly travel tip. And with it, here's Mark Hoffman.
With word that Amtrak will have new, modern equipment on its Cascades trains up north, I have a solid travel tip for you. Consider taking the train on your next adventure. You won't pay hundreds of dollars for extra legroom, and you will be able to see the sights. From Sacramento, the Coast Starlight will take you north or south. The California Zephyr can take you to Chicago and all points east. Tired of fighting the traffic to San Francisco or San Jose? The Capital Corridor trains will get you there without traffic or parking fees. This tour operator is already working on a trip that flies to Eugene and then takes the new Cascades train to Seattle and perhaps on to Vancouver. If you're okay with slowing down your travels, perhaps Amtrak is the answer.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865. Or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Many driving ranges have turned to hitting mats, with many of them using mats year-round. But according to Golf Top 100 teacher Martin Chuck, hitting off mats can give you a false sense of security, giving you the impression that you're a decent ball striker. There are a couple of ways to make sure you get the most out of your practice, and he shares them in Golf Magazine. First, approach the ball with purpose. Treat every shot like you would on the course. Stand behind the ball and visualize what you want the ball to do. Then walk in and go through the same routine you use during a round on the golf course. Second, try the towel drill. To make certain you aren't skipping the club head into the ball, place the towel a few inches behind the ball and try not to hit the towel on the downswing. This will help promote ball-first contact. If you disturb the towel, then you know you're hitting the ground too early. Ball-first contact is imperative. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
All right, Jason and Chris here this morning. We can hear from you at 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Also, text line is 916-339-1140. YouTube chat, while you're there, hit that thumbs up. Thank you. We appreciate that. Let's check in with Jason this morning. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Jason. Hey, question real quick.
Yeah.
So, as far as the tanking goes,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if this will work or not, but I know they want to do the expansion. So, if they set the expansion, say, 2029, right? You get Seattle, you get Las Vegas, and then starting in 2030, you have the draft lottery, but that's the last one. And then what you do is whatever your system is or wherever you position. So if you position in the first, you get the first pick. Next year, you drop up to 32. So for the next 32 years, everybody knows what position they draft in. All the same rules apply. You can trade your pick. You can do anything else that, goes into that. And some people, you can win the championship and still end up with the first pick. You could, not be like the Kings and go 32 years without a first pick. But it alleviates the whole tanking thing because you know where you're drafting no matter what. I just want your thoughts.
Sure.
I'm not saying it's the smartest thing. I wanted your opinion. I'll take it off the air. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think everything should be discussed and thought of. I had seen something similar to that. I didn't even count the two new teams with 32, if and when they get there. I think that would be the ultimate luck. I guess you would take the luck away from it, but each organization would know they'd have to wait 32 years until they get the number one pick. Now, they also would be working their way up 10. I mean, I'm assuming it's going in order.
That means the Kings would get a number one pick more frequently than they have.
Yeah. When was Purvis Ellison? 89?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and we know at some point, Chris, sometime it would happen where you go, man, the best team in the league right now is picking 5th. And guess what? Next year they're picking 4th. And guess what? The year after that they're picking 3rd. And you can just see the progression. I don't know if they shuffle the numbers. Look, I think all ideas should be talked about and contemplated. We had the one that was drastically suggested, just eliminating the draft and having the players that come out become free agents, and you have to then sign them.
That would be crazy, like the LeBron and the
how much people shuffle players away to go, I need cap space because I'm going to spend to get Wemby.
Like how many teams would be getting rid of players saying okay, we need to get these contracts off the books so we can pay Wemby $300 million.
That would honestly, I think that would be a different form of tanking. So let's try to do that scenario, Chris. If there was what is believed to be a Wemby this year, and you were Scott Perry, you go, I'm trading Sabonis. I don't care what you give us back. I don't care. I just want expirings. Levine, everyone go, these are terrible trades. Yeah, but you're freeing up the money so you can have the most to get Victor Wembanyama or whoever that is.
Also be weird because there are other teams I'm not taking that contract. I'm trying to get rid of money.
Yeah, and then you also go part of the way I think a team like Sacramento could make a trade in the future if we all could go, oh my gosh, the Kings wanted player X so badly, they gave up 4 future first-round picks. There'd be no picks anymore. So now if you have a team that doesn't have the talent or has a bad contract, I just don't think people will sign up for anything as drastic as getting rid of the draft. I think that makes it even more difficult, in my opinion, at least without living it out in real time on the smaller market teams. Again, I hope the league isn't overreacting to this. And really, it's probably, I think they need to do a deeper dive, stay away from the gambling angle of this, which is a huge factor. But to the fans, do the fans hate it? Do they hate, Chris, I think here, I hate the spot the Kings are in. I felt at one point I was in more of the majority of people that wanted to see the Kings win. The more this goes on, doesn't mean social media is the end-all, be-all, but the more people that call, the more people that chat, the more people that text, the more I see on social media, I think there's maybe even or more people that want the Kings to continue to lose. And so if you're now going to tell people you're going to have a bad year but not get any benefit of that, I don't think that's going to go well for the league. And so we'll get into that a little bit more. But good question, Jason. Thank you for that. Chris, yesterday during the game, you told me something about our friend, our co-host here, Carmichael Dave.
Yes.
That he's on vacation. He's having a good time. And that he had tweeted a lot yesterday.
If you noticed Twitter yesterday, you probably saw a lot of tweets from Dave. And definitely saw him arguing with people on the state of the Kings.
Yes. And how many would that be?
What was do you remember what your guess was yesterday?
31 tweets.
It was 31.
And you did one of my favorite bits that you do, because I've used it before on other people, and you go, 31? 31. Like, that was a crazy number, but I could tell the way you were saying it, like you were inferring that was a crazy high number. And you're like, yeah, Dave would be crazy to tweet 31 times. And then I know you, and I go, okay, I know he did more, but was it 36? Was it 40? And what was the answer?
If you were 36, you were about halfway there because he had 75 tweets yesterday.
Oh, boy. So then, that was just yesterday. On vacation. So we did the game, and I did this just today to confirm because I think I did this wrong yesterday. I wanted to go back 75 of my tweets to see how long it would take me to get there. I just want to get confirmation. If I'm doing that, are you counting Dave's tweets and replies?
Yes.
But not...
but no retweets.
Okay. So I did it wrong yesterday when I was doing it in the game. I just did it again, and I landed on my 75th tweet or reply ago. And you've done yours, correct?
Yes.
So Dave did 75 yesterday.
I tweet a lot more than you, though.
You do. I don't tweet that much. I look at Twitter. I don't tweet, or X, whatever. What was your tweet 75 tweets ago, and when was it?
I can't tell you what my tweet was.
Oh, okay.
But it was January 14th.
Can you tell me what it was regarding, or do you
No.
want? Oh, okay. Now I'm intrigued. Okay. Good editing on that one, Chris. Mine, because yesterday I didn't count reposts. Not reposts, replies, which I reply every once in a while.
Like, a lot of yours are like our Sactown Sports
reposts.
Twitter, just like, hey, Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
This is coming up, or Matt George and Kayla, or what. I try to pump up other shows every once in a while, or whatever. This factoid, Frankie wrote this article, something, so on and so forth. So I went back 75 tweets of mine, or retweets, comment, replies. Sorry, I'll get there. When do you think it was for me, Chris? And I may have misled you yesterday.
It was definitely last year.
Correct. It was in 2025.
I am going to say June.
Okay. I think when I counted last night, it was, but I wasn't counting replies, so it speeds up a little bit. I realize I reply more, like little GIFs or different things, and that's ironically what I landed on. September 25th, 2025 was 75 replies or tweets ago for me. And it was a listener, I assume. Mr. Varnardo says, I swear I've just seen at Jason Ross 1140 leaving Subway, LOL. And then I have a Hassan Minaj GIF where he's pointing up and it says, verified. And I said, you did. Got a quick bite. Line was long. Looked like you might have bailed. Did you stick with it? Because there was a guy I saw. I go, that guy, I felt like he was looking at me. I saw him, and I go, that must be the guy, because I saw the tweet like right after that. So that's my tweet, 75 tweets ago. And it was sandwiched between, that's 2 tonight for Judge, all rise. I have a lot of Aaron Judge, all rise tweets.
Sandwiched in Subway.
Hey,
what you did there.
How about that? So our guy's been busy. He's going to have a lot to say next week. And then you did the insane number where you asked, how many tweets do you think he's done compared to me? And I was like, I have no idea. Like, overall lifetime of Twitter. Do you remember what his number was?
260,000
tweets.
Yes.
And where do you even find your own?
Like, if you go to your account, like I do this, it's better. I just know how to do it on the phone.
Post? Yeah. At the top of your name?
Yeah.
18,000.
See, and I've got a lot. Mm-hmm. I've got 30,000.
Yeah, I would have thought I'd been way less than you. I mean, way.
So I am only 230,000 away from Dave.
Wow. Yeah, and if I did not the replies, I was getting into like last April. Yeah. Yikes. All right. 7 o'clock hour is coming up.
Whoa. Okay.
What?
All right. Remember former employee Kyle Madsen?
Yeah.
He's a big tweeter.
Yes, he is. Very funny.
And he was on Twitter early. And to let you know how he was, I had to just stop. At one point, when he was here as an intern, I had to stop following him.
When did you follow? I see my join date.
I joined in 2009.
All right. You beat me. I'm April 2010.
So I had to stop following him because he just tweet too much.
Mm-hmm. Meaning?
Do you think he has more or less tweets than Carmichael Dave?
Based on that, I feel like you're leading me, or are you trying to trick me? I don't know. My instinct tells me it's less.
You going less?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle has 120,000 more tweets than Dave.
Wow. Okay.
And that's your Sacramento social media minute.
Oh, boy. All right. Alan tweets a lot.
I checked him, too, because I'm like, oh, he's got to have a lot. He's at 20,000.
Oh, okay. All right. The more we know. Next hour, Kings Rewind is coming up. We'll go around the NBA from last night. But we have 3 for Madness. 3 questions, 3 answers. We will talk about some of the takeaways of the NBA's GMs. The Kings and the tanking thought. The Kings do face old friends Harrison Barnes and De'Aaron Fox. And some of the NFL over-under win totals came out yesterday. We'll discuss all of that in our 3 for Madness. 3 questions, 3 answers to start the next hour here on Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Growing your business? It's all about having the right team on the court. At Bank of Marin, we partner with businesses in the greater Sacramento area, delivering personalized service and local expertise to help you make a slam dunk. Whether it's customized lending or solutions to keep your business growing, you'll benefit from local decision-making, expanding, acquiring additional assets, or building a lasting banking relationship. We're ready for tip-off. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Chris and I were talking social media during the break. Are you just Twitter? Do you do anything else? You don't think you do Facebook at all, do you?
No. Yeah, I guess it's just Twitter.
I mean, I have Instagram.
I need I need to have some sort of social media. I need just for news and stuff like that. And a lot of mine is I've met friends on Manchester City through Twitter.
Okay. So common likes.
If it is bad now, there's a lot of crap on there which is oh geez. But if you did a good job of making sure you don't want to post from those big things that show the funny videos or the angry videos or anything like that. You want to kind of stay away from that, and you want to just keep liking stuff from people that you follow and you want to see more of. I got a pretty good bubble worked out there.
Okay. But not Instagram, not Facebook.
When Arsenal drew, that was one of the best days ever.
You don't do Instagram?
No.
Yeah.
That one was during COVID. I'm I got to stop looking at this stuff.
Well, yeah, because that to me is way more of a rabbit hole to me than Twitter. I mean, Twitter generally is either information or people's information, opinion on the information, and sometimes, a funny video here and there. But Instagram is just I don't know. You could just get lost watching just what am I looking at? Or that's hilarious. And then you're going down some weird, I'm I don't know.
And it feels like you have to put a front on Instagram. Mm-hmm. You have to say when you go somewhere, you have to show people that you are somewhere. If you're eating something, you have to show people. And I found myself doing that. I'm I just got to get rid of this. I don't want to do this anymore.
And it's a weird, it's fine, to each their own, but
and there are people that I'm not even saying that it's wrong. I just felt I was going places and doing things. I'm I'm not in the moment.
Right.
I'm thinking oh, well, this will be good for this.
Yeah.
And there are people that go out there and they do it and they have they don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Great for you.
Well, and I feel like we have a couple different family text chains or text threads, and it's okay, here's something that's really cool. I would like to share this with the family. Look, I am at place X. Boom, take the picture. That's fun, but it's I'm telling my family. That's who I would think would want to know. But if I'm now telling the world, hey, look at me, I'm on the tallest mountain. Cool. I mean, great. That's fun. But are you doing it for you, or are you doing it for someone else? I don't know. Anyway, to each their own on that for sure. All right, Chris, question number 1 in 3 for Madness.
What are your takeaways from the NBA GMs having discussed regarding tanking and changes for future lotteries in the NBA?
Yeah, so here's what came out yesterday. This is from Shams yesterday afternoon. Here's his tweet from X, speaking of social media. Multiple sources with knowledge of Thursday's GM meeting, as well as the late January competition committee meeting, told ESPN that the following concepts have been discussed to curb tanking. Look, these have been discussed. Now, what will they land on? Who knows? And later followed up that Commissioner Adam Silver informed the league's 30 general managers on Thursday that the NBA plans to make an anti-tanking rule change or changes for next season. But some of the things that was discussed, first-round picks can be protected only top 4 or only top 14 plus. I mean, there needs to be some details and nuance in there. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date. That one, I don't mind that one as much because let's just say it was frozen. I think the after the trade deadline, maybe you get to the All-Star break. So if they were frozen at the All-Star break, going into the break, the Kings would have entered that at number 1. Going in. Doesn't mean they keep that position. We know they would have the best odds. Sharing the top odds at 14%. They could finish as bad as 5th. But, with the 26 games to go, unless the Kings somehow made it to the playoffs, which no one would expect, but it doesn't benefit them to lose any more games because they've already done it. They've done enough of the losing. That one, I think the lottery still needs to happen. I like that they flattened out the odds, and that one is probably the one I like the best that I've seen so far. No longer allowing a team to pick top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. I don't like that one. I don't. So that would be the Kings picking 1st this year or 4th. I don't know that they're going to have a great record next year, and so then they can't pick high again. I mean, to me, I feel like right now, present day, my current analysis of the Sacramento Kings, without even knowing who's on the roster next year or the year after, I think the best bet is they need a good lottery pick this year and likely a good one next year. And then maybe they can get going. But if you're saying, we'll let you have one, you can't have that top 4 pick the year after. I don't like that one at all. Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. Okay, so maybe you're like, hey, I'm tanking this year, but last year we won 46 games. Well, your odds aren't as good.
I think that one incentivizes teams to be
bad twice,
bad longer.
Yeah, unless I don't know when.
I would almost want to say that you would have to do 5 years.
But I also don't know when is it just a running total? So the 5th year gets removed and then now it's because, and maybe the same premise with the 2 years, but it feels like everybody's doing it this year for this draft. And if they're kind of not doing it next year for that draft, that's it's not as good. I don't know. Lottery extended to include all play-in teams, which if I'm not mistaken, all play-in teams because a couple of the play-in teams make the playoffs.
Yeah, the ones that make the playoffs aren't in it.
I don't like that. I
don't know what the point of that is.
Yeah, because let's do a quick play-in check. I mean, look, we used to look at that all the time. I don't anymore. Our play-in teams right now, Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, and Charlotte. So they're 29 wins, 4 above 500, 2 above 500, 3 below 500, and 4 below 500. Why are they getting rewarded? And then in the West, Phoenix is 32-24, Golden State 29-27, Clippers 27-28, Blazers 27-29. No, I don't like that one. And then the last one, I think I'm for these two the most. This last one, flatten out the odds for all lottery teams. I think if you do that and or the freeze, where is that? Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date. Those are my two favorite. That's my takeaways. I think that keeps your season as close to what you're doing as authentically as possible. It's not even that you're... because look, they've already flattened out odds. I think if we take the last one, and I talked about this yesterday, just the made-for-TV part, I think is great on the actual draft lottery. Not why you do it, but let me do the 14 teams right now. That would be at the bottom if we do the league. Top 14. So it would be from the Kings. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. To the Clippers. From the Kings to the Clippers, Blazers, Hawks, Hornets, Bucks, Bulls, Grizzlies, Mavericks, Jazz, Nets, Wizards, Pelicans, and Pacers. And yeah, some of those picks may go to other teams. But if everyone had a 1 in 14 chance, that's it. No, it's not for... You have a 1 in 14 chance to get 14. You have a 1 in 14 chance to get 13. All the way through.
And to put that in perspective, the Kings right now, with the worst record in the league, have a 1 in 7 chance of getting the number 1 pick.
Yeah. So 1 in 14 is what, 7%?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there'll be something weird where, well, the best team out of that is the Clippers at 27-28. Yeah, they could get the number one pick. Okay. I mean, they technically can now. It's a much smaller percentage than that. But
I got the 5th pick in your...
Yeah. And I think, but what are you trying to do? You're trying to tell the Jazz, hey, Jazz, at 18-38, you're sitting, playing Markkanen less. You're now kind of curbing Jaren Jackson Jr. You either try to catch the play-in, and I think that gets you more competitiveness because, look, they added the play-in to create more teams with a desire to get there and get in the postseason. And what if you fall short? If you're the Utah Jazz right now and you're 18-38 and you're trying to catch the last play-in spot, which is the Portland Trailblazers at 27-29, that's very difficult to do. But what if you get on a heater and you win the next 5, next 6, and all of a sudden you're at 24 wins? Right now, present day, you're going, man, that just took us from maybe the 5th pick to the 11th pick. That doesn't help us. It would in this case. If you have a 1 in 14 chance, it doesn't matter where you finish. So to me, of the things that have been suggested, I either say flatten out the lottery or freeze the lottery positions at the All-Star break, or give every team a 1 in 14 chance. Every single one that's in there. 7% to win it. It's not foolproof, but the league seemingly doesn't like this either. And those are my 2 favorite things. I don't like, eliminating the draft. I think that makes it difficult to make trades. I don't like the concept of, maybe the better teams wiggling into this and finding out, we'll just pay for, we're going to find a way to get AJ DeMonsa. And you're like, you're the Knicks. How are you getting him? That doesn't seem fair. The Thunder are like, yeah, that's fine. We'll take Boozer. Wait, what? No. So that's my takeaways from that. All right, question number 2.
Question 2.
The Kings play De'Aaron Fox and Harrison Barnes tomorrow in San Antonio. Does that stir up any kind of feelings for you?
Not for me. I like the guys. I like them personally. I wish Fox was still a King, and Barnes could be. It's nothing ill will against him. It made sense to kind of move on from him. I mean, there's 2 parts. I wish Fox was still a King, or they had a different trade. Can't undo either one. I'm not rooting against De'Aaron Fox, but seeing him in another team, he's going to be in the postseason. I think Fox is clutch in the postseason. I think he's going to do great.
Really going to incentivize the Bucks to trade him to the Spurs for Giannis.
I might laugh at that. I might, but I personally really do like De'Aaron Fox a lot. I do. It was one of my favorite Kings. But yeah, I'm not rooting against him. And I'm not. You talked earlier, Chris, and I think it was a perfect phrasing of Kings fans, how schizophrenic we kind of all are. But there's a portion of people that if Fox scored 16 and won a game, it's like, Fox, this guy's thriving on another team. It's like, if he was here, he'd probably be scoring 28 a game. Like, he's a good player. I mentioned yesterday, Keon Ellis had the dunk that everybody is showing on social media. It was a great dunk. Like, what'd you say he had a season best for the Cavs? 7?
Yeah. And then, I think Kings fans put Keon Ellis higher than he actually was. He's a solid player, but he's not like...
Agree 100% on that.
There's like these people that thought if he was playing 35 minutes a game, he would be turning this team around.
Yeah.
He's shooting 24% from 3 for the Cavs.
Here was my best example to the Keon highlight yesterday. Great highlight. It's a great play. I'm not even casting shade on him. Imagine a world where the Kings were good, like the Cavs. So not the best team, but a good team. So the Kings are the Cavs present day. And who's a bad team in the league besides the Kings? The Wizards, let's say. And Maxime Renaud had been on the Wizards. And they traded him to the Kings. And last night, Maxime Renaud does that shot that goes over the top. That was on social media that a lot of people were showing league-wide. What a shot by Kings rookie Maxime Renaud. Behind the hoop, trick shot, so excited. The Wizards fans will be going, we gave up on him. It's like, it was a great play by Keon. It was great. You know what? He's going to hit an important 3 in the playoffs. He's going to probably make a big play in the playoffs. De'Aaron Fox will do the same. Davion Mitchell right now is doing things, but if you watch every single game, there's a night where Davion, you're like, he had 4 points, 8 assists. It's fine. I think the first time someone goes, oh my gosh, did you see Harrison Barnes? He had 28 the other night. Okay. He had 3 another game. These guys are the same guys they were here.
Yeah. How many times were we saying about Harrison Barnes? Like, he scored 20.
Yeah.
But then the next 3 games, he scored a combined 13.
Right. If someone had Neek Clifford on their team, they traded him to the Kings at the deadline, and then he had that 30-point game. Look what we gave up on. Well, then he's had some 1 for 15s. Like, I don't know. I think Kings fans can be schizophrenic, and I blame them. I don't blame them. I blame them.
I blame them.
I blame them and don't blame them. They've been through a lot. But yeah.
Now who's schizophrenic?
I don't have any kind of crazy thoughts or bad ill will at all. And I am more than prepared to see if Fox wins a championship or if Halliburton did. Yeah. Okay. It's all part of the lot. It's all how it works. We might get a guy from a team, it didn't happen this way. It didn't at all. But if the Kings somehow, some way were great and won a title somewhere along the line, and the people that the Raptors, the Bulls, the Spurs that all had DeRozan and go, man, he got a title for that team? Okay. Yep. Westbrook, he's been on 100 teams. If he got a title here, this was the team that did it. I just, sometimes we don't look at it both ways. But yeah, good for Fox. No issue with that. All right, question number 3.
I can't wait to kill you.
Question 3.
A first look at the NFL over-under win totals came out yesterday, courtesy of DraftKings. Does anything stand out to you?
Yes. Well, yes. Yes, it does. They posted that yesterday for every team in the NFL, just for facts. Let's give you a couple of the teams that you might care about, meaning the San Francisco 49ers. Actually, I'll ask you, Chris. They always put a half on it. What do you think they set the over-under win total for the world-traveling 49ers for 2026?
I'm going to say that they've got the Niners at...
This is probably the way to do it, too, by the way, because when you see the number, it takes you to a spot. But if you guess beforehand, then you're like, oh, I was lower or above it,
I'm going to say 10.5.
Or you could pick the number right on.
All right.
Where would you lean there? We do that proverbial $250,000 bag of cash.
I would say...
I would go under.
I would say under just because of the last few years. Just they have had so many injuries.
And there's some unknowns going into that's what I would say today. First off, unless you see something that's so egregious, I would wait. What's their offseason? What are they going to do? The draft, so on and so forth. But these are the early ones, 10.5. Care to take I'll do the stab at the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm going to say that the Raiders are at 7.5.
5.5.
Ooh.
So I would assume you would take the over?
Yeah.
Because of 5.5? They were the worst record in the league. That's not swaying you? The ones that stick out, the highest mark, is anybody above 10.5? Yeah, 10.5 was the highest, which is interesting. Getting that 10.5. Baltimore, Buffalo, Detroit, Green Bay, Kansas City, Chargers and Rams, Eagles, Seahawks, and Niners.
I would never bet on the over-under an NFL unless I felt it was completely egregious because, how many times have we seen like a quarterback go down and it's just like, oh, man.
It changes the fate. Like if somehow the number, I don't even know what the Chiefs ended up winning, but if you had the over-under last year at like 8, I'm like 8.5. I'm like, oh, the Chiefs will smash that. Well, Mahomes got hurt, and that was late, but they also had a bunch of weird losses. And then on the low end, there are 2 teams that were given 4.5 projected win total in the over-under. And they are a little surprising to me. The Arizona Cardinals in a very tough division. The Miami Dolphins.
Do you know what the Chiefs over-under was for 2025?
Probably 12.5.
14.5.
What?
Yeah.
Well, they went under. Well, your question was, does anything stand out to you? And their number is still pretty high.
Okay, so that was one, which was like crazy. This other one had 11.5, which is more. That was MGM, which is more.
Okay. But that's still high. The number that stood out to me, besides seeing the Dolphins at 4.5 and Arizona at 4.5, and I think there's studies done on this. I believe more people are optimistic in general when they bet, and I think more people take over. Just like if you looked at the way people bet, usually people take the over. So they're looking at a team to say that's a low value, I'm going to go over, than actually bet under on teams, which is interesting. And probably the dedicated real gamblers probably find where the better odds are in the under, but I don't know. I mean, people just don't think that way that much.
Pablo Torre had like one of the best NBA gamblers on.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that ended up working for the Mavericks.
Uh-huh.
And he said like his whole thing was finding like little flaws.
Yes.
So his big one was like most NBA teams, they want their first half, because you could pick which side you want to start on.
Yeah.
And most teams want to pick going on offense away from their bench,
Yes.
and the second half have it come back their way.
Mm-hmm.
He found the teams that were doing the opposite.
Which I believe I remember the Spurs have been one of those. If I remember, maybe the Jazz.
I remember the Jazz being it. And he found out that their over-unders, like they were overvaluing them. They were undervaluing them. So he would get the overs in the first half, and that's how he made a lot of his money.
Wow.
And he's like, until they picked up on it.
Well, and
that changed.
So I know people, quite a few people that gamble and bet and whatever. The one I would say is the best person at it. One of my friends, he is a faithful, or had been, I don't know anymore, had been a faithful bettor on halves, in generally the second half. Because one, now you have game information. So you've watched a game, and for example, I'll just pick two NFL teams. The Bears are playing the Bengals, and maybe the Bears are just better than the Bengals, and they're favored by 7.5 going into the game. So the Vegas thinks they're going to win, and the halftime is Bengals 24-10. Well, now you didn't bet the 7.5 because you have to have this crazy Bears comeback, but the second half spread might be Bears 3.5, and you're going, they're going to get back in the game. I mean, that's how he thinks, and you go, well, that's so he was very productive in things like that, where you're like, you've already seen part of the game, you assume there may be a comeback or extend into a blowout. And I mean, he was explaining it to me. I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't have the time for all those kind of details, but I think that's where he's been really good, because or maybe someone left the game in injury, even though they usually figure that out, but a lot of times games come down, especially the NFL, come down to the end. You're like, if the team that's favored by a lot to begin the game is down at the half, that second half point spread is generally going to be less, and that's where he got fat and happy. But the one I was going to say, the one that stood out, I'm going to go back to the Bears, and maybe even more so that division, because if I remember right, that division plays the NFC South and the AFC East. And if you're thinking about, Buffalo's in there, and New England's in there, but you got the Jets and the Dolphins, and then the South has the Saints and the Falcons and the Bucks and the Panthers. I think there's some wins in there. So keep your eye on the teams in the NFC North. That's the Bears and the Lions and the Packers and the Vikings. I think their over-unders are a little bit low, because I think they may be able to go above that. That's what stood out to me. All right, when we come back, let's go around the NBA last night. We also had a good question here from our texter that I want to answer. Kings Rewind coming up. We still have Kings postgame reaction. Chris Watkins joins us at 9. Friday Fun and Games to wrap things up. A lot to get to here as we continue on Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Center for the weekly economic update. Economic data has been coming in that is somewhat encouraging. The U.S. Consumer Price Index showed inflation slowed to about 2.4% in January, easing more than economists expected and suggesting price pressures continue to cool. That's welcome news for households and markets alike. Even better, the January jobs report delivered a solid surprise. Employers added around 130,000 new jobs, and the unemployment rate ticked down to roughly 4.3%, a sign the labor market remains resilient. This mix, slowing inflation without falling off a cliff in hiring, is just the kind investors hope for when the economy is transitioning towards a soft landing. Markets have responded with relief, and many analysts see this as a signal that the Federal Reserve may be able to ease policy later this year if the trends continue. For long-term investors, that combination can support continued confidence in equities and income strategies, especially in sectors tied to consumer demand and corporate earnings. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection, plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, we're back. Kings Rewind coming up in our next segment. But we roll along here. Top of the hour, we'll get much more coach and player reaction to the Kings' loss last night. 15 in a row. It's a new franchise record. Man, oh man. Last night in the NBA, we'll get into some of that here in a moment. Had a couple things we wanted to address from our text line and our YouTube chat. First one from the text. Let's see. This is from the 916. Hey, Jason, I know how much you guys love fake trades. But would you do this if this were a scenario? The Kings get the first pick in the draft. The Utah Jazz get stuck with the 8th pick. So they keep that top 8 prospected pick. They call Scott Perry and are disappointed. They really wanted Darren Peterson to fit with that team. They offer the Kings Ace Bailey and the 8th pick for the number 1 and Devin Carter or Nick Clifford. Would you do that? I forgot to add to one of those young point guards to team up with Bailey and Fleming, Zacuff, Wagler, the picks that could take at 8. I don't know that I would do that one specifically.
Oh, man. And if that pick becomes like a generational player, you want to talk about a fan base going insane.
Well, you know what's funny, and so this is going to tie in, and I the answer to the question on the tweet or on the text is probably no. I would not do it. But Chris, to tie that to something we had earlier in the chat, and I'm going to have to go back a ways because I wrote this down. I wanted to comment on it, and I can't remember where.
I saw Chris and Deuce at AEW. Was it that one?
It wasn't that one. Though I asked Deuce about that, and he said it was the best wrestling show he's ever been to. I said,
really?
Really? And I go, oh, Chris liked it, but he goes, no, it was best. The best energy. He just loved it.
The crowd was incredible. And that's what really makes a good wrestling show.
So you guys are going to have to catch up on that. He goes, yeah, I forgot to do a post with Chris, but it was like, he goes, I think it was the best show I've ever been to. Wow. Good
the
for
main
you.
event was really, really good.
Okay, I'm not finding this one, but I wrote down the genesis of what they were wanting to talk about. Yeah, I can't find it. It was basically oh wait, no, I think I can find it here. Because the point was we were talking about the Kings being, schizophrenic. And I want to see, I think I just saw it. All right, sorry, I don't waste any more time on this, but I thought I saw it. Okay, yeah, here it is from 11 North. It's dark, but if this season had the Kings at 500, wouldn't everyone sound equally exasperated? So I think this will be, again, back to a case study. And my point on this, Chris, and I wonder what your thought is. The Kings are clearly dead last. They're 12-45. They've lost 15, and all of this stinks. But their best chance to pick very high and hopefully change the outlook of their luck and lot going forward. But could you make an argument for this year specifically, because this draft is allegedly that good? Chris, do you think what do you think it would be like? And I'm going to give this scenario. Let me do just the West. All right, I'm going to put the Kings in the Portland Trailblazers position right now, which is the last team in the play-in, which a lot of people go, that is the worst spot to be. I wouldn't expect Portland to do any damage in the playoffs. If they somehow get through the play-in, congrats, you get the Oklahoma City Thunder. But they're 27-29, so a significantly better record than the Kings. The best case scenario, Portland gets through and makes the playoffs. The worst case scenario, they have about the 14th or 13th, 12th best chance. Let's give them 13th best chance to win the lottery, and I'll say they stay 13th. Would Kings fans be really ticked off?
Yes.
They would be?
Because of the past. I don't think it would be as I think a lot of people that aren't for tanking, seeing them as the worst team, are like jumping on board, just like, okay, might as well type of thing. I think there would be a group of just like, come on, let's make the playoffs. This could be fun. But there would be a large group of people like, this is ridiculous. This isn't going to make the team better next year. We're giving up. We know Dave would be having a fit.
Yeah, and I'm looking right now, and again, this is a mock draft, so that could give them anyone from Mullins from UConn, Steinbach from Washington, is it Burries from Arizona, Lendenborg? I don't know. But if this draft is that good, history would tell us someone in that range is going to be great. So the odd part in a great draft like 2018, picked high for the Sacramento Kings, there's exponentially more pressure to get it right. The Kings did not in Marvin Bagley. The Suns did not in DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, all those players getting traded appears that all of them picked wrong.
Yeah, and there was a lot of fish in the you're shooting for here. But it's just interesting. If the draft is that good, could this have been the year where it would have been okay to be mid and in the race? They're not, and who knows? It's just kind of an ironic thing. But I think the point being on the schizophrenia, like, Kings are terrible. No one's happy with it. Well, I don't think anyone's happy with it. You hope the end result produces something out of it. But if they were middle of the pack, it's such a funny spot, because even if the Kings were really good, like a comp I want to give is like if the Kings had the last couple of years of like the Minnesota Timberwolves, we would all be loving that, but we'd also go, man, are we good enough? And that's just such a weird spot to be where you can't enjoy it enough. You're like, you got a great player, one of the league's best in Anthony Edwards. I personally don't think they can win a championship. Doesn't mean they can. I just don't think they will right now, the way they're configured. And if we're only consumed with that, then, yeah, they're closer to it than the Kings. But if they can't get there, at some point, are they going to have to retool this, break it all down, and then build it? I mean, it's just... it's a never-ending cycle. It really is. But interesting way to think about these things. Last night in the NBA, some of the things of note, we mentioned the Cavs earlier. They stay perfect with James Harden and Mitchell as their backcourt. They got the win. They're 35-21. That's 6 consecutive. That's a season high for them. The Spurs, who the Kings will face tomorrow in San Antonio as the road trip begins. They've won now 7 in a row, 39-16. And kind of when you look at their box scores on a nightly basis, last night it was Castle that was their leading scorer in their dominant win over the Suns. But it can be Wemby, it could be Fox, it could be Vassell. It's just a good team, and they're ahead of what I thought they would be. I'm like, look, they haven't made the playoffs yet. I think that's a big leap to think they could go and be a championship contender, but here they are as the number 2 seed in the West. I mean, they're doing some amazing things, and with the win last night, they improved their record to 39-16 and 20-6 at home. So the Kings start their road trip with them. The Celtics only scored 19 points in the fourth quarter and still beat the Warriors by 11. They were blowing them out, 121-110. Jaylen Brown with a triple-double. Warriors now 29-27. And they wait to get Steph Curry kind of back in the mix. Mathurin, wow. Benedict Mathurin had a great game for the Clippers in his home debut. He was shining in that one for 38 points. They beat the Nuggets by 115-114. Let me see that line for Mathurin. 34 minutes, 38 points off the bench, 12 of 22. Got to the line 13 times, made 12 of those, and a huge performance for him. And also the other guy that I think is continuing to get more attention as he should. And what a year for Detroit. And I think this is you're thinking optimistically for the Kings. Detroit did have one of the worst seasons in the history of the NBA. In fact, had the longest losing streak. That was just a couple of years ago. And now here they are on top of the East, one of the best records in the NBA. They played the Knicks last night, a team that's tough at home, tough overall. And Detroit took care of business, 41-13. And the Pistons just keep doing it in a sometimes dominant way, but the guy that's just been unreal is Cade Cunningham.
Crossover, Cade, step back, three, is good! And he's looking at Sohan, telling him, what you going to do, son? We are seeing a special player in this building. Cade Cunningham has 40.
Yeah, Cade is adding to his MVP resume. 42 points, 8 rebounds, 13 assists. This team is 41-13. Amazing. And they've done it through the draft. That's been their primary way. I know people say that's how OKC did. They did primarily, but I don't think OKC is who they are without the incredible trade of SGA. But they've had some good draft picks for sure. And I think that's the other part of this puzzle that is tricky for NBA teams. There's not one way to do it. I think the best way for the Sacramento Kings to get better is via the draft. The best way. It's more difficult for them to get free agents that really will propel them. They're going to have to just really hit that perfectly, just roll guys, fit guys that make and elevate the team. Trades is an option. Player development certainly is how you get your team better. But the advantage of getting drafts right is you have that player under contract control. You have them for a couple of years. You get the opportunity to groom them in your system. And, we're talking about the Kings' top pick this year, wherever that is in the lottery. And they're not going to be the only one trying to do this. I mean, if this draft is that good, if the Kings can get back in the draft in the first round, I would really try that and try to get a couple of players to really, put an influx of youth. It's an older team. They're going to clean out some of the age here in the offseason, but Scott Perry has said it multiple times, wants this team to get younger. They need to get younger. Obviously more talented and more versatile and size. Just there's a lot of things this team needs. But I think their best way is via the draft. And when they're picking that high, again, we're just going to assume 5-1 is where they're going to be picking. I mean, they've really got to get a stud. They've got to get a stud. And that's a lot to put on this player, but with looking at the rest of the roster, it doesn't feel like there's truly a franchise guy here. Maybe someone develops into that, but that's kind of how it felt when they drafted Tyreek, when they drafted DeMarcus. They put a lot of that on Tyreek. They put a lot of that on DeMarcus. DeMarcus, to me, of the two, was closer to that franchise-type talent. Had his issues as well, but that's where the Kings were really at that time, too. It's like, go save this franchise. And if you're Boozer or AJ or Peterson or Flemings, whoever, it's like, go save this franchise. That's a lot to ask of a freshman that's 18, 19, maybe 20, to play with these grown men and save them. And so I don't know that they're not one young player away, but you want to get to this time next year and go, hey, our draft pick was in the Rising Stars Challenge, is in the rookie ladder for Rookie of the Year, looks like a player that can help carry this franchise going forward. This is a player to build around. These are the kind of things when you pick that high in a draft that's allegedly that good that we hope we're saying at this time next year about whatever player that is for the Sacramento Kings. All right, coming up at 8, post-game reaction, some of the stuff the guys were saying in the locker room after the game, like Doug Christie with the media, I should say, Keegan Murray and his return, Maxime Reynaud. We have that, but we're going to look back at the game last night in our own unique way. A segment Chris and I kind of constructed, have come to terms with, and we've got it all ironed out for you. It's Kings Rewind, a look back at the Kings and Magic game in a very unique way. That is coming your way next.
Listen to the #1 sports lineup in Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt George, and Kayla Anderson. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Every weekday live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at SactownSports.com or download the app right on your phone. Your #1 source for all your Northern California sports. Sactown Sports 1140.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot make your email response time faster. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you find space for your 3 desk drinks. Why do you have 3? And while we can't help you find the perfect volume for your presentation video, LinkedIn can help you find the perfect audience for your business. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
I encourage anyone out there, if you haven't seen it yet. Chris, did you see the video, the music video put together by Chris Watkins, who's going to join us at 9, and the great Whitey Gleason? You did see it?
Perfection.
The Bean Boys. Good stuff. Whitey's incredible. So is Chris. Good work, guys. Now you know what they need to do, Chris? Double down. I was surprised Kayla had seen it. I wasn't sure, but we had that question answered. They will be in a little bit later for Crosstalk. Chris Watkins will also be here at 9 o'clock. Looking forward to checking in with him.
Maybe even someone might show up in the rewind.
I don't know what that is. I wrote the script. I don't know what Chris is going to come up with. If you haven't heard Rewind by now, where have you been? But basically, after every Kings game, I write a script on what I saw, try to input a description in some way, shape, or form of how the game played out, and then I pause, and Chris inserts a movie clip, a television show clip, a internet clip. I don't know where he gets this stuff, but it's... The Verlad squad knows. It's in the brain. It's somewhere in there, and he spits it out, and it just comes out. That's how Rewind goes. So if you never heard it, if this is your first time or your 1,000th time, I don't think we've done 1,000. I know we haven't quite yet, but we're getting there. It's time for Kings Rewind. Well, the pre-All-Star break position of the NBA, or portion of the NBA schedule, had been absolutely brutal in the results department for the Sacramento Kings.
Really?
It had been 8 days since the Kings had played a game, and the mental and physical reset was needed for this group.
I am feeling very Olympic today. How about you?
Upon their return, they would be down a few guys. Season-ending surgery for both Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine. Keegan Murray, though, had been out for a while and had barely played this season, but he was making his return to the floor and was in the starting lineup.
I'm here to help you win.
Let's go, Keegs. The Kings were trying to avoid establishing a franchise record losing streak as they were coming into the game on a 14-game slide.
I am begging you from my soul.
The opponent on Thursday was the first matchup of the season with Orlando. Woohoo! I know who that is. The Kings were celebrating Lunar New Year and were hoping for a little magic on their side.
Us versus them. Yeah. Huh? We're the bad guys and they're the good guys. And I'll be damned if we're going to let the good guys win.
Yeah, we're actually the good guys and they're the bad guys, so...
Right. Let's start that again, guys, huh?
In the first quarter, a timeout happened. The Kings honored a fan at the game named Mitz Yamamoto, who was celebrating his 100th birthday. 100! Wow.
Thank you for that.
Girl is over here.
Helpful information.
What's it going to be like in a week?
Is it going to rain?
Who turned off heart rate?
Also in the first, Mo Wagner, who went to the line as part of the best free throw shooting team in the league, missed his first free throw.
I need some pizza, 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 pizza. Every time I want that pizza.
And with Mountain Mike's on the line, he missed twice and gave the fans that coveted pizza slice.
Pizza! Pizza, pizza, going tummy. Me so hungry, me so hungry.
Ironically, it was the Kings pizza guy, Malik Monk, who sparked a Kings run at the end of the first, 11-0, and Sacramento was up 28-18, headed to the second.
I'm a pizza guy.
There we go. The Magic couldn't make a thing in the first quarter, but that was not a sign of things to come.
Nothing can possibly go wrong. Possibly go wrong. That's the first thing that's ever gone wrong.
The Magic, who shot... Oh, nope, sorry, missed a spot. Orlando leads the league in double-digit comebacks, and they would do it again using a 16-0 run in the second to take the lead.
I'm sorry, I don't know what just happened.
Well, the Magic, they shot 20% in the first quarter. They went off in the second, shooting 76% from the floor. They were 8 of 11 from 3 and scored 46 points in the second quarter.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was. The Kings' double-digit lead was now a 9-point deficit at the break.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, the Kings' first possession of the third quarter, the Crepe Crusader, Maxime Reynaud.
Wait, are those the really thin pancakes? Yeah.
Yes, they are. Those are really thin pancakes. It's just a French word for them.
Well, he hit a trick shot. It was an and one that ended with him making a shot over the top of the backboard that completely thrilled him.
That's right. Who do you think you are? I am.
Oh, good pull. The Kings worked themselves back into the game and had it to a 1-point deficit at 80-79.
Haha, second chancey in your face. Listen to me, you piece of shit.
Whoa. The Kings were outscored, though, 21-5 the rest of the third, and the close game was now a blowout for Orlando.
You can't do that.
Through 3 quarters, the Kings had 84 points. In just 2 quarters, the second and third, the Magic also had 84 points.
That's not good.
And the fourth quarter just got flat out ugly. Sacramento was held to just 10 total points in the fourth.
Stop! He's already dead.
Orlando set a franchise record with 27 made three-pointers, which was the same amount as attempts the Kings tried all night.
Oh, good for you.
So the Magic win, the Kings lose. That's a franchise record 15th consecutive time.
Can't you morons do anything right?
In the loss, double-doubles for Reynaud.
Boo-goo.
And Achua.
What are you, celebrating or sneezing?
Up next, the Kings begin a 5-game road trip in San Antonio against old friends Harrison Barnes. I missed that one. And De'Aaron Fox.
Fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
Man, Rewind is ruthless. That game is Saturday, deep in the heart of Texas.
The only thing more stupid than your accent is the way you're dressed, the content of your brain, and your face.
Boy, Rewind got 8 days off and is feisty. Now you know how it played out, guys. Maybe you missed the game. Maybe you didn't want to. Maybe you closed your eyes. All you have to do is check in on Rewind every time after the game. About this time, 7:45. Monday we'll have another one. It'll be after the Spurs game, and I'm kind of afraid of that now. Man, really nice and welcoming to Harrison Barnes. Not so much for Fox. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, still to come on the show in the 8 o'clock hour. We've got to recap what we did on our 3 in the Key. We had some predictions I think we were okay on. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. There's an interesting development in the NFL as well, as Indiana, the state of Indiana, passed a bill that could land the Chicago Bears. Wait, Chicago, Illinois, Indiana. Well, we'll explain, but that's going to be very interesting. Potential dome stadium in Indiana. They're moving fast there in Indiana. But up next in the 8 o'clock hour, this has been difficult for everyone. There's no doubt about that. This losing streak hasn't been fun. It's been 15 in a row. It's a new franchise record. What do the guys have to say about it? Doug Christie, we'll get his reaction. Maxime Reynaud, Keegan Murray, they're all a part of it. Nobody's enjoying it, but we'll get some post-game quotes, more reaction to a record-setting loss by the Sacramento Kings last night. The 8 o'clock hour of our Friday show coming up right here on Sactown Sports.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Paul George went up and caught
The
the ball. Touchdown!
49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. Chilly start to the day with some areas of frost around the valley. Be prepared to layer it up this morning as you're into that Friday routine. For the afternoon, we're drying out with light winds. Expect to have partly sunny skies, low to mid 50s ahead. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, you can drive a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport and enjoy a tradition begun with the first Accord in 1976. Ask about the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Economic data has been coming in that is somewhat encouraging. The U.S. Consumer Price Index showed inflation slowed to about 2.4% in January, easing more than economists expected and suggesting price pressures continue to cool. That's welcome news for households and markets alike. Even better, the January jobs report delivered a solid surprise. Employers added around 130,000 new jobs, and the unemployment rate ticked down to roughly 4.3%, a sign the labor market remains resilient. This mix, slowing inflation without falling off a cliff in hiring, is just the kind investors hope for when the economy is transitioning towards a soft landing. Markets have responded with relief, and many analysts see this as a signal that the Federal Reserve may be able to ease policy later this year if the trends continue. For long-term investors, that combination can support continued confidence in equities and income strategies, especially in sectors tied to consumer demand and corporate earnings. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth. Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for Chrysler's President's Day sales event?
It's already starting to warm up, and that means we're going to go outside to enjoy all California has to offer. And there's no better way to do that than a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Right now, you can lease one for $399 a month for 39 months, which includes a $6,000 Hoblet discount.
Oh man, those Jeeps look so good, and they're so much fun.
It's true. There's nothing like a new Jeep Wrangler, but whatever you're looking for, you can find it at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter. With over 200 vehicles available and almost 70 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
6,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon after 6,000 Hoblet discount. $399 special lease with $39.95 due at signing plus tax, license fees, and dealer accessories. 7,500 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over for well-qualified buyers with 720 plus FICO. Must finance through Stellantis. 3 is net savings. Sample VIN 205-698. See dealer for details.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Well, I think everybody appreciates history and enjoys making history when it's on the right side of it. Last night, the Sacramento Kings on the wrong end in the 101, 3, I can't remember now how many years this franchise has existed in Sacramento. It's 41 seasons. This is the longest losing streak this franchise has ever had. 15 in a row. And not fun. Not fun at all. They set that last night with a loss to the Detroit Pistons, and tough to watch. It really is. I want to look up I know the Pistons just set that record, and when everyone's like, how close are the Kings to the all-time record? They got a ways to go, but doesn't mean they want to get there. Let's look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, about the top couple of teams here that have done it. I'm going to go to this one. This is a better list. So there are 10 different times where someone's lost 20 or more. This current losing streak isn't anywhere even in the top 25 in league history. The Spurs from a couple years ago lost 18. The Knicks in 2018-19 lost 18. The Timberwolves have lost 18 recently. The Celtics in 06-07 lost 18. You got a handful of teams that lost 19. Then the teams that lost 20 or more, the Clippers did it in the 93 through 95, or 93, 94, 94, 95, so it was over 2 seasons there. The Knicks did that same thing, 20. Rockets 20 and 21, the 21 season. Mavericks, Sixers, the teams that have lost 21, the Pistons, but that was back in the 79, 80, and 80-81 season. Now we get to the elite of the elite. 3 teams have lost 23 games: Vancouver Grizzlies, Denver Nuggets, and the Charlotte Bobcats. The teams that have lost 24, just one, the Cavs. There's 2 teams that have lost 26. That was the 2010-11 Cavs, the 2013-14 Sixers, and then the 2014 into the 2015 and 16 Sixers lost 28. And the Pistons just a couple years ago went 14-68, and they lost 28 games in a row. So it was exactly 2 months from October 30th to December 30th, and they ended their streak on a 2-point win against the Raptors. And now they're the best record in the league. But so the Kings have a ways to go. I'm not rooting for that one, that's for sure. And when will they win again? Anybody's guess. I've seen plenty of people check in on the text line today. I don't think the Kings will win another game. I do. I think they'll win. I don't know when. I'm not predicting it. I don't know when I'll find it. Let's see. J. Ross, losing isn't bad. Winning more than the next worse is bad. Wait, what? I'm not sure. Aaron, Kings gave up winning for Lent. We got this. Well, it's only several more weeks then. It just got started. They actually started it pre-Lent. Last night a loss for Sacramento, and we're having some fun at that, but it's been painful. It's been tough to watch. They're playing younger guys, mixing in some veterans. And look, I don't think it really matters. It shouldn't matter who's on the floor. I'm looking at some of these other teams that have some of the same issues that the Sacramento Kings do, whether it's injuries or being compelled to play younger guys and competing at a much better rate than the Sacramento Kings. I don't doubt that a lineup of Murray, Achua, Reynaud, DeRozan, and Westbrook to start can compete with Monk and Clifford. It starts to get a little thinner after that when you get to Plowden and Carter and Eubanks and so on and so forth. I would have liked to seen Cardwell available, but we have to wait on him. But 12 and 45, people always say it. I mean, you could say every excuse. You could say every I can give you a list of reasons as to partly why this is happening with the injuries, but that's not exclusive to that. This team, yes, has not had the benefit of having what was supposed to be their projected starting lineup play a minute together. But again, I think we look at the roster and go, there's enough here to win more than 12 games. Could they be what Utah is at 18? That's not great. It's not great. And that's where I look back at this, and I was thinking about this last night. What was the game? Or the Cavs game. If the Kings somehow snuck out that Cavs game, look, they were still in a long losing streak, but it would have ended and maybe lose everything since. Well, then you'd be on a 3-game losing streak. Just breaking it up by 1 game makes a world of difference. In this long losing streak, the problem is How many games did they really have a chance to win? Well, they lost to the Blazers by 7, the Heat by 13, the Raptors by 13. They played well at Cleveland, lost by 5. Got blown out by the Pistons in Detroit, kind of blown out by the Knicks. Sixers game they could have won. They really could have won that game. They lost by 2. Lost to Boston big. Probably could have beat the Wizards, but did not. Lost to the Grizzlies here by 4, to the Clippers by 3, the Cavs by 6. So right there, that 4-game stretch, they lost 4 games in a row to the Wizards by 4, the Grizzlies by 4, the Clippers by 3, the Cavs by 6. At that point, you're going, look, they're kind of transforming from playing the veterans more minutes than the young guys to the young guys, the more minutes than the veterans. And it peaked at that Cavs game. You're like, that was great. The young guys played awesome. They couldn't win, but that's probably okay. Look, the camp that wants them to lose, the people that want them to compete, that was kind of the sweet spot. The problem is now the last 3 games. They went to Utah before the break. They were awful. Got blown out. Just as bad when they played the Pelicans the game before. And then last night, it's going fine. They're leading. Bad second quarter. Come back in the third. Down by 1, 80-79. And then the roof caved in. Kings only scored, 15 more points. The Magic scored 51 more points. My goodness. Just a complete breakdown there. So Orlando goes to 29-25. Kings drop to 12-45. We've talked a lot about it. What do the players think about it? Let's first hear from Maxime Reynaud on this losing streak.
Once again, you come back to every game with a fresh mindset. It's a new opportunity you have every day. We just came back from the break. To be very frank, you kind of want to leave that first half of the season behind you, trying to attack the next 5 games and try to make the most out of this, small section. We're going on the road tomorrow, so hopefully that'll be, a new way to turn the page for us. I can't really speak for everyone. I feel everybody has their own way of, getting through the bubble and approaching the game. But if you believe that every single one of us are coming into a game wanting to get belt to ass, that's not the right thing. Like, obviously, we want to win games. We want to try our best to, perform every night. It's hard. As the best league in the world, we're trying our best, honestly. We'll do better against San Antonio on Saturday, I believe. I hope. Just turning the page as quickly as we can.
Yeah, we're beyond the frustration part. Look, he's a rookie too. This is his first experience. It's not all on him. It's not all on one person, one coach, one entity, one GM. This is a collective. When they win, they do it together. When they lose, they do it together. But it's frustrating. You can hear it. I heard it in G-Man. I'm frustrated. Fans are frustrated. Even though if it's like, hey, this might in the long term help them out. This stinks. It stinks. It's not fun to witness this, to watch this. Here's more from Max. I mean, he's really pretty well grounded, got a good perspective, smart guy. Here's what he had to say about trying to get this back on track.
I'm going to be very honest. I was generally probably too much into the game to notice that. But, yeah, we'll have another opportunity to show up for them. I know this season's been a lot for the players, for the organization, for the fans. I think a lot of injuries and not necessarily the success you want. Winning is important, and I feel like you understand that as an organization, whether you're a fan, whether you're a player, whether you're a coach. So it's a new page for the Sacramento Kings. We have a whole new staff, a whole new front office, a bunch of new players coming in as well. So we're going to get it fixed. It's not the prettiest right now, but with time and effort, we'll get back on track.
Yeah, again, it's a tough spot to go post-game in front of the media and try to – I mean, if anyone could answer it with conviction and say, if we do this, we will be better. It's not one thing. And that's why they can't just check that box and put all their attention and detail on that. And then, hey, look, they'll win 2 in a row, 3 in a row, one their next 4, whatever it is, something at a better clip than they've been doing. All right, more from the Kings, more from Max. Let's at least get one little feel good. He was asked about that trick shot that we mentioned, the first play of the third quarter where he got fouled on and one, kept his momentum going, shot it over the top of the hoop, and nothing but net. He was talking about his behind the backboard shot.
just working on your touch shot, having vets like Russ really encouraging to take those shots and putting you in the right position to take those. That's been great. And then for that shot in particular, once you kind of hear the whistle go off, you're like, all right, just chuck it up there and hope for the best. That was pretty cool, though. I like that one.
I loved just his reaction. That, to me, was my favorite part of it. Because, look, it's been tough, as we've chronicled many, many times. And you can still find moments like that, like Max enjoying himself. If you missed it earlier, I want to play this again because I thought the G-Man had a great description, as usual, on it, and just expressed how thrilled Max was with that shot.
DeRozan has it three-point range. Now drives and kicks to the corner. Renault fakes the three. Goes to the baseline, draws the foul, hits the floater from behind the angle of the backboard, pumps a fist, and the smile on his face, it's just like he won a gold medal.
Yeah, he was thrilled. Awesome moment. Obviously, Max did have a good game. Did have a double-double, 17 and 14, 4 assists. These are building blocks for him to learn how to play, against bigger guys like Ben Caro, tall guys like Wendell Carter, like Wemby coming up. I mean, look, these are – if he's going to be a featured guy in any way, shape, or form on this team or in this league, this is the grind. This is it. These are the kind of things he's going to have to figure out, and he's learning it in real time this year. All right. How about Keegan Murray? He is back. He decent in his return, 31 minutes, 6 of 13. Thought a little rusty at times, but had 15 points, 8 boards, 2 assists. I still want to see the back end of this season a more featured Keegan Murray. What will that look like? What kind of things can we expect if he, is in that 18 to 20 range as a shooter, as opposed to, what was he? 13 yesterday in the attempts department. But let's hear Keegan talk about his return.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough. It was my first bad ankle sprain I've ever had, and I did a pretty good amount of damage to it. So there's a lot of moments where I didn't know if I'd be back at this point just because it was taking a while. And so obviously it won't be 100% until the summertime when we have that break. So for me, it's just I'm glad to be out there and being able to play 5-on-5 basketball, which is it's tough when you're out for that long.
All right, that's some of Keegan in the postgame. More from Keegs as he talks about just the game itself. Look, that game was right there, and then it completely slipped out of their hands and just went the other way quickly in that third and fourth quarter. Keegan addressed that as how this game just got away from the Kings.
It was the first quarter. I think we played well, and then everything got away from us. They hit 27 threes, and for them, they're a good team. Getting in the basket, drawing fouls, things like that. And we obviously didn't take away their three ball good enough, and then that led to them making shots, them getting on in transition. And we had a lot of live ball turnovers too, which fueled them. So as a team, they shot the ball really well.
So there was no discussion of saying, hey, we got to turn this water off. They're getting hot.
Yeah, there was discussion, but they're doing it in a magnitude of ways. It wasn't just one thing that was hurting us. Obviously the three ball, but they're getting out of transition. They're hitting the pocket and spraying, and that's more of a functional thing within our defense that we obviously had to take away, and we didn't.
Orlando had 4, 5, 6, 7 players hit 3 or more three-pointers. They made 27, as Keegan said. Franchise record. It is the greatest weapon in the league right now. They either were getting fast break points, free throw attempts, or threes. And to make 27 compared to 8, nearly 60 more points. 57 more points from beyond the arc. Impossible. It's impossible to win that game. And the Kings showed that. Lost 131-94. Just too many threes. Kings couldn't cool that off at all. Let's get one more from Keegan. And if you think about it, in his time here, he was on the Beam team, that first group. So much fun to watch him, to watch them. And it's kind of gotten progressively worse for him as a player as far as the record goes, win-loss. Keegan talks about that.
I don't really have words to explain it, to be honest. I don't know if anyone really has words to explain it. What's transpired these last 3 or 4 years, but obviously we got to change something because this is obviously can't happen. Yeah, I mean, not many teams in NBA history have gone 15 straight losses in a row, so.
Yeah, frustration. Look, Keegan's been here. He's seen this team at better times for sure. They're at the low point, and it could get worse as far as the losing streak goes. But I don't know to expect much more, at least the rest of this season, with the injuries and with playing the young guys. I mean, I think it's a talent problem now a little bit. Doesn't mean they can't play better. That's been my point. Like, they have less talent than Orlando. With the record they have less talent than almost everybody out there. But it doesn't mean they can't win, and they've shown it in a very, very small sample size this year. Like the Rockets, who are coming up, who are considerably better than the Kings. They've beaten them twice. Basically, everybody record-wise has better numbers than the Kings, but can they find it on a night? And I think the pathway to victory is a big shooting night, and the Kings have to shoot well. I think that's their chance to be in a game. If they shoot 50% or better and limit turnovers, they've got a chance. A chance. If they don't do that, last night they ended up shooting 41%, had 19 turnovers for 24 points, gave up 27 made threes. Zero chance to win that game. Zero. All right, Doug Christie, he's wearing this too. He's been around a long time, whether a player, broadcaster, assistant coach, now head coach. It's tough for him, and he knows it's tough for the fans.
And our fans deserve more, and we'll get there. It's about as painful as it gets, obviously. The consistency at which we approach it, like you show it and then it just disappears, that's where we have to make sure that we are better, and we will be.
I know he's got to try to stay. I mean, Doug's a positive person in general, a fierce competitor, and maybe people want to see him yell more, scream. He's done that. He did that early in the season. I was worried about him personally, whether he's going to make it through the year. And now he's more in this kind of, hey, we're in a teaching, learning, painful process, but he's going to stay committed to it. And let's kind of get more from Doug on that. Here's a lot from him on just the drive to improve this team and this organization.
First, I would say that as a competitor, I try to win in everything that I do. The pain that I felt here was something that, in my opinion, it can affect your life in many ways. And, that was a difficult thing for me, knowing that you have the best team and you don't get there. So a lot of that is definitely part of what drives me every day to get up to, because I know what can happen here. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. I know how proud these people are. I know what they expect. To come out and see people play extremely hard for 48 minutes. Now, getting to the beautiful basketball of that takes time, because we all kind of came together, and that was just a whole different vibe. But to his point, like when you got a big and he can make those plays, now it's like, okay, now we need to work on certain things that make that beautiful basketball come out. But first and foremost, it has to be about playing defense. You do it for one quarter and then you don't do it for three quarters. That's the unacceptable part of it. So, for me, it's a pain that helps me. In many ways. Like, this is therapeutic as much as it hurts like hell. It's what drives me to be a better coach, to be a better communicator, to be a better teacher, and find a way to get through them daily, whether that's film, conversation, meeting with them, in front of them, on the floor, all the little things that we need to do. And sometimes you need something that it's not always a good thing that drives you. Sometimes it can be pain that drives you. And for me, unfortunately, right now, that's what it is.
Yeah, and I know, knowing Doug these years, it's kind of right now, this pain is what they're going through. The other pain that he was referring to was when he was a player here and how close they were, and the fact that they weren't able to get over the top, the unfinished business, the thing he's still chasing. And certainly they don't have a team nearly as good as that team, and that team was one of the best teams in the league and definitely was championship caliber, and they didn't get it done. They were close, and that's the thing, the pain. That's the coaching, the teaching, and what he wants to deliver for this fan base. And so I think no coach would be enjoying going 12-45. No one does. I mean, this goes on his record. This goes on his mark. This affects his chances at keeping the job. I mean, coaches generally, if you think about the history of the league, get hired and then ultimately get replaced, get fired. They get moved on. They don't get their contracts extended. They get fired during the season. They don't get renewed. Very few get to kind of write their terms, coach as long as they want, and say, you know what, I'm done now. That's for the few and the very, the slim that get that. So Doug's aware of that too, but his drive now is a different kind of drive to try to get this team back to a semblance of that. And I know that's what Scott Perry has as a task for him. And I personally don't think this roster is, the way it's constructed today, capable of any kind of like that longer term success. But I think they could get a little bit more out of this, not a ton more. And now it's about, all right, what's the next step? How do you approach the rest of this season? Trying to get people to compete at the highest level when it's what is truly the motivation. I'm trying to think of comps in this. It's difficult. It's going back to your school days, maybe if you're listening, senioritis. Maybe you've already, you're going to graduate. You've got 30 days to go. Like, man, do I have to do my best on this paper, this assignment? Like, I'm going to pass. I've got accepted to a college maybe, or I've got a job waiting for me. Like, yeah, there's pride. There's always, you should have that. You should want that. And I think there are still elements of that when you see them play. And then I think the first time it starts to go bad, it's like, well, yeah, I don't want to lose 15 in a row, but winning one, what's going to be the difference? I'm telling you, it's when they get one, it's amazing. Not that it spills into more. It just stops this feeling, even if it's for 1 day, 2 days until you play your next game. And if they can have more games like I illustrated earlier in this losing streak, that were like the Cavs, Clippers, Grizzlies, and Wizards, all part of this losing, but they were in it at the end, and you go, this is what I would personally like to see, whether or not they win or lose. I would like to see a game here before the season is over, or maybe 3 to 5 of them, where it comes down to the last 2 minutes, and no offense to Russell Westbrook or DeMar DeRozan, I want to see the ball in Keegan Murray's hands. Keegan for the win. Keegan for the decision on the win. So it's, hey, set up for Keegan. Kings are down 1. Kings are down 2. Doesn't even matter who they're playing, home or road. Timeout is called. Play is drawn up. Keegan, it's starting with you. Or the play is set up for Keegan. Doesn't mean he has to shoot it and make it or miss it. It's let's put him in that spot as the guy to figure out how he handles it. And if he's double teamed and overplayed and Clifford decides, well, I'm going to take the advantage here, go for it. Let's learn from that. Can Nick make it? And if he makes it, does that mean he's a future clutch player? I don't know, but we learned something. You don't learn a lot from last night. You don't learn a lot from the loss to the Pelicans, from the Jazz. You learn stuff. You learn stuff in every game. But I'm thinking about even in a loss, even in the scenario I'm talking about, their next game, they play the Spurs. They're in San Antonio, 4 seconds left, down by 1, timeout called by Doug, drop a play for Keegan. He airballs it. Okay. We'll learn something there. Was the play drawn up well? Did the rest of the guys execute it well? Did Keegan, was he too aggressive? Not aggressive enough? Did he miss time something? Should he have taken it more to the bat? Whatever happens, I want to see more situations like that than if then the next time they're in a close game, it's Russell Westbrook attacking the basket. He's more than capable of making it, missing it, turning it over. I don't think we learn much about that. If DeRozan hits a game winner, misses it, pat another thing on his resume, but he's not part of this future of this team. I just don't see that going any which way. So what can you learn from Clifford? Maybe it's Max Reynaud that gets a 2-man game with Nick Clifford. That'd be great. That'd be great to see. I would like to see, as this season continues, them put in spots like that. Even if it's a loss, then you feel like, all right, I can handle that. Not ideal. No one's enjoying it, but we go, let's see what this team can still do. Let's get one more from Doug, a longer one here about the breakdowns defensively.
A lot of it was defensive breakdowns. Some guys falling down, guys jumping and going for steals on single side tags. This was a big protect the paint game because they are big and they go hard in the paint. Obviously, with Paolo, with Wendell Carter Jr. and Wagner coming in off the bench, and even Isaac, the size that they have. But the ability to, two hot guys over there, meaning that you have to make sure that you arrive on a catch, make sure that you make them put the ball on the deck and get inside the three-point line. But what I will say is that it's never a game plan not to close out, close the space, contest the shot. And there were many, many uncontested shots. And that's where it probably hurts the most because we don't practice that, and the guys, they definitely know that. We got stick hand. We want to make sure that we close. There are some people that you want to shoot, and they're open for a reason. They don't really have guys like that over there. Not all of them are hot guys, but one thing that you do know in this league is everybody can make a shot, and once, they start making some shots, everyone all of a sudden gets confidence beyond what it is that they shoot. And after our first quarter, that was, really good, up 10, only 2 points in the paint. They start to shoot the lights out. And even like talking to some of our younger players, you have to know once a guy hits a shot, you have to get closer to him. It's just an absolute must. This is something that is totally unacceptable, but we'll go back, we'll look at it. We know that you don't, at the same time, you don't overreact crazily trying to take that away and then you give up the paint. Paint is, especially the shell, is the most important thing, making sure that we arrive there. Bain is a monster shooting the ball, but Paolo made shots tonight. I mean, they all did. Jalen started it off, knocking down a couple, and then obviously De Silva and Howard off the bench knocked down some threes as well.
All right, there's some comments on the defensive breakdown yesterday. A couple more on the text line. Doug can't keep bringing up things that happened 25 years ago. It is not relevant to today's players, many of whom weren't even born yet. Well, that part's true as far as many of the players weren't born yet. I think the question, though, was asked about how Doug is dealing with this losing, and I think he referenced, look, I've been here in the best times and good and bad times, but that's fine. I mean, I don't think he's telling that to his players. I think his point is kind of back to what he said, where the fans deserve better. He knows what it's like and almost wants to refer to it. Like, think about the moment last year. I don't know which game it was when they won. I actually thought it was a really cool moment when he took the players up post-game to the beam, and the beam is now kind of a new symbol of this team, and obviously we rarely see it nowadays. But kind of what that signifies, the fact that it goes on, there's a community pride in that, and Doug, as a player here, knows what it was like when this city was at its peak in the fandom for this team. They have been nowhere close to that. The Beam team a few years ago was the best we've seen since then, but it was not that team. And so he knows that. I think he's trying to share that, his knowledge. No other coach, they may have coached around the league and come in here before and go, man, this place has great fans, great atmosphere. But to live it as a player, to see it as a broadcaster and a coach as well, he knows what it's like. I think that's what he's saying. But I can't imagine Doug in practice referencing that all the time. But I think he was just answering that question. But fair thing to bring up. Yeah, for sure. So thank you for that. Keep texting at 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. A lot of people in the chat as well. Still to come on the show at 9 o'clock. Chris Watkins will be in here. He's watched a lot of Kings basketball. Also has watched a lot of the guys play college basketball. We'll get his perspective on kind of the draft that is coming up for the Kings. And still to come, we have a recap of 3 in the Key from last night. 3 in the Key for tomorrow for Kings and Spurs. Who's hot and who's not. But up next, interesting story in the NFL for the Chicago Bears. Maybe going to Indiana? Is that anything similar to the 49ers, San Francisco being in Santa Clara? We'll explain next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone. America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-230-2777.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-230-2777.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah. Your one-stop Honda shop.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, show continues here. Text line from JR in the Bay Area says, Jason, would it make sense to structure the draft based on franchise historical success and draft success? So teams that don't have championships, playoff success, or number one draft picks have better odds of getting a number one pick. That's actually an interesting formula. Would you be for that one, Chris, at all? Like if you kind of have some math wizard can go, all right, based on playoff success or droughts, lack of high lottery picks, just overall, what was it? Franchise historical success, draft success, teams that don't have championships, playoff success, or number one draft picks have better odds of getting on. the number one pick. That's kind of interesting. I don't know how the formula is, but like the longest drought in the NBA is the Kings. I think the Knicks are up there. I forget. I saw the list the other day. And maybe the last time you had a number one pick, there's some formula I'm sure they could come up with, but I don't know how you quite do that. Yeah.
Because that's not something that you can really tank.
Right. I mean, the Kings didn't tank to try to, I mean, like when they were good, they were trying to win the championship. They didn't get it. And keep that in mind with this. Remember another idea, Chris, we talked about that was mentioned. I think Stan Van Gundy talked about it, that we know the GMs and executives in the NBA discussed it, of eliminating the draft itself. Now, again, this is a quote. Whether or not this is true, I saw this one on social media here that I wanted to bring up that I marked. This is from Brian Windhorst from ESPN. He said, quote, I had an executive tell me that the number one pick in this year's draft is worth $100 million. If you were given that opportunity to buy that pick, teams would pay $100 million for it. Keep that in mind when the Jazz were fined $500,000. I don't know if that number's true, but I think his point is if you kind of opened it up like, hey, this is like free agency. Now, one, you'd have to have the cap space, but you're going, what are we doing? I hate that idea of that being a situation.
Personally, I would like the lottery to be based off of your record for 3 years.
Okay.
And then that's a way, because like, how old were these players 3 years ago, 15, right. 16? So you can have an idea of like, oh, this could be a good draft, but you don't have everybody like saying like, we need to get one of the best picks in this draft.
So just looking at it now, I believe Utah would be picking high. The Wizards would be. Like, Indiana's terrible this year, but let's remember where they were last year. Charlotte would probably be picking high. Portland would be picking high. I know the Kings are awful this year, but what did they win last year? 30-something? I already forgot. It all blends together. The bottom of the league last year, Jazz was 17, Wizards with 18. Yeah, there's Charlotte 19. The Pelicans with 21, Philly 24. The Kings won 40. So that 40 would hurt them. But look at that bottom. The Nets, the Pelicans, the Wizards, the Jazz, probably the Hornets. And I'm going to go one more year to kind of use Chris's 3-year theory. And then you could just replace that year, with the most current year, the third year back. What's interesting is there's Detroit with the stinker year, that 14-win year. Washington still there, Portland, Charlotte, Spurs. Yeah, Memphis. So, yeah, some of the teams that are down there in this third year would benefit from that. So, anyway, appreciate the input, appreciate the thought and the kind of the different ideas of how to improve this. But I thought that was an interesting quote from Windhorst, that an executive tells me the number one pick in this year's draft would be worth $100 million if you gave that opportunity to buy the pick. And if that's, what's going to be interesting is every executive locked in on Peterson. And let's say you're not, and you're seeing a team, if it's $100 million for Peterson, you're like, that's fine. We want 2 anyway because we want Boozer. We want DeBansa. Whatever it is. What's the second pick worth? What's the third pick worth? Do teams get strategic and go, yeah, we'll pick 8th because we're going to spend this. And maybe we're going to get 8th and 9th. I don't know. I don't like that idea of buying into your picks at all. The other idea that we discussed going to break that's intriguing. Last night, yesterday, Indiana passed a bill unanimously, which could lure the Bears away from Chicago. And immediately I went, wait, on this 24-0 vote, what is going on? Well, Indiana has different laws than Illinois, and they're being way more aggressive. They're in the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority has set up an idea of an dome stadium for the Chicago Bears. And when I'm going, wait, Chicago playing in Indiana, what are we doing? But I guess, Chris, the mileage here, I think they are about 24 minutes away. So mileage-wise, it's not that really comparatively, Santa Clara, now it's the same state to San Francisco, Those are close to like 45 miles apart. So it's just weird. I think it's a story to follow. A lot of times, like history suggests to me, if you look at Kings or other things, when other people kind of plant their flag and make big decisions like this, if there's someone dragging their feet, it gets them to move. So we'll see if this does anything for the lawmakers in Illinois or the people trying to keep the Bears in Chicago. But that's certainly a story to watch. And I don't know if the people of Chicago are like the people of Buffalo, because quite frankly, the new stadium that's being built in Buffalo, I commend them, but I also think they're crazy because they wanted it to be outdoors. They're like, no, I'm not putting a dome here. Like, well, you're the ones that are enjoying it.
We like shoveling the snow and getting $20 tickets.
Yeah, I would vote for the dome, but I don't live there. It's not my stadium. And if
Not
Chicago,
my birthday.
If I'm Chicagoans, I'd be like, yeah, we probably need a dome here. It's the Hawk. It gets cold here. We don't want that. All right. When we come back, we're going to find out who's hot. We're going to find out who's not. We'll look back at how we predicted. How good did Chris and I, how well did we do? And we'll have a prediction for tomorrow for the Kings and Spurs. 3 in the key and more next.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Right now at Elk Grove Honda, you can lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport Sedan for only $39.99 down, including first payment due at lease inception, excluding tax and license. 35 monthly payments of $299 plus tax, license, and 0 security deposit on approved credit. Mileage in excess of 10,000 per year at 20 cents per mile. It really is the lease you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99, plus 2 times points at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com. How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
What's cracking? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, tell us what's happening for Ram Truck Month.
Well, there's no better time to get a Ram than Ram Truck Month. Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. Or save big when you take advantage of the $7,000 Hoblet discount and get 0% financing for 60 months. You'll save thousands in finance charges on top of the huge Hoblet discount.
Yeah, I can't even believe 0% financing is an option at the moment.
It's not an easy thing to find nowadays, but we're always looking to help you save money. Plus, with over 400 new Rams available, you can save big on your perfect Ram. At Hoblet, we focus on you and helping you get the Ram you need.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie after 8,000 factory rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,000 select inventory bonus cash on select inventory, 1,000 SFS bonus cash, must finance through Stellantis, 500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. Private net savings, see dealer for details.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
All right, Chris, please tell us the answer to this question. Who is hot?
Benedict Mathurin?
Yes, he is. I like that guy in the draft.
You did like him. He scored 38 points off the bench last night in his first home game with the Clippers. That is the most points by a reserve in their first home game with the team in NBA history.
Really?
Really?
Since?
You think I just made that up?
Do you have a since?
I do not.
Oh, I like when you do the since because I never get it right, but I always just take a crack
I think
at
you got it right once.
Yeah, I lucked into it. Passed out. All right, way to go, Benny Math. 38, impressive. Who is not?
I'm going to let you take a stab at that.
It's not Benedict Mathurin.
It's not.
Okay, 'cause sometimes you do the double. I'll do the stabbing. How about Sacramento Kings?
You didn't want me to say it anymore, so I let you say it.
Yeah. The Sacramento Kings?
Sacramento Kings.
They're not hot. Well, do you have
basically explained why they're not hot for this entire show.
I thought you might have more factoids.
But do you know how sweet it will be if they win tomorrow?
That's your NBA championship, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, hang on. Let me see. I wanted to look up something really fast. They've only played the Spurs once. They got two more with them. Would you rather them win tomorrow? I'm going to give you a win against the Spurs, Chris. Would you rather it be tomorrow to end this streak on a Saturday, 5 o'clock, or March 17th at home? 8 o'clock, NBC and Peacock, or that game?
On St. Patrick's Day, I'm guessing there's not going to be a lot of idiots out there.
That's the one you choose. If I'm telling you they're going to get one, it's either tomorrow or that home game.
In San Antonio.
You'd rather be tomorrow.
I want them to beat San Antonio, breaking a streak. So maybe if they lose all the way to March 17th and they win.
Oh, gosh. What would that be? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 for the road trip, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Oh, my gosh. It would tie the record at 28, so they would avoid it.
Okay, that would be perfect.
The longest, let me make sure I have it right, longest losing streak, the Detroit Pistons 28, the Sixers 28. So they'd be at 27 going into that game at home. Heavy underdogs against the Spurs. Oh, wow. Yeah, the irony is if they lose that game and they lose all in between, that'd be 28. They would be at home on Thursday, March 19th. That would be the 29th. And it's Philly, the team that has 28 as part of the record. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That would be something. That would be something. All right, let's do it. Let's see how we did yesterday in our predictions. 3 in the key. It was just Chris and I. We were trying to make predictions on the Kings and the Orlando Magic after the 8 days off. Let's do it with 3 in the key. All right, Chris, we asked who would be the first King to score and the last King to score. You said Keegan Murray and Keegan Murray. I said Keegan Murray and Maxime Reynaud. Well, the first King to score, trailing 5-0, was DeMar DeRozan with 1 free throw. Made it 5-1, so we both missed that. The funny thing is, all right, I know it wasn't Reynaud or Murray because they were out of the game, and then I was looking, I go, wait. I actually lost track of my stats. I go, I had to look it up. I go, who scored last? Do you have a guess as to what time in the fourth quarter the Kings scored last?
Well, they only scored 10.
Yeah, but I thought I didn't even pay attention to them. I'm like, they probably threw in a bucket in the last minute. And it was plowed in or something.
I'm going to guess 5 minutes left.
Pretty good. 5 minutes and 36 seconds left. And it actually was Reynaud. So I got it. He had a little flip shot. The Kings missed their last 8 shots to end the game. They weren't winning that game, but man, hadn't scored since the 5 minute and 36 second mark. All right, then we asked who would be the highest scorer in the game for the Kings. I said Keegan Murray, 23. You said Maxime Reynaud with 24. Now, the Kings did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double figures in a game where they didn't even get to 100. But, Chris, you were right. It was Reynaud, not with 24, but with 17. So, good job. The Crepe Crusader. The random stat, which I think you could say is the most difficult thing to guess correctly. I'm very proud of us. Chris and I, we did it. We went 2 for 2 on this. Chris, you said Maxime Reynaud would have a double-double. 17 and 14. He did it. Good job for the Crepe Crusader. Good job for Chris. And I said the fans at Golden One, they'd be getting some pizza. And
Pizza, going Tommy, me so hungry.
I have to admit, I was nervous because when G-Man brought up the stat, he's like, Orlando, the best free throw shooting team in the league. I'm like, ooh, why did I predict that? Because of Mo Wagner. Not only was he dunked on by Marvin Bagley in the California Classic. You ever see that second jump? But he also missed 2 free throws last night and gave the fans some pizza. Because I'm a pizza guy. No, actually, it was Mountain Mike's. So there you go. But the Kings play again tomorrow, and they play the San Antonio Spurs. So let's do it, Chris. Let's have some predictions for that one. All right, the losing streak's at 15. Heavy underdogs tomorrow. Let me see if they even have that listed on a point spread. Because it can't be good for our Sacramento Kings. Spurs are hot. They won 7 in a row. Do they even have a line yet? No, I don't see anything yet. They'll have that. But, yeah, Kings will be heavy underdogs tomorrow. All right. They were the odd couple, Uncle Keegs, watching De'Aaron's kids. So we're going to put them together in a category. Chris, we were looking for De'Aaron Fox's points and Keegan Murray's points. I'm going to go 21 for Fox, 20 for Keegan.
13 for Fox, 19 for Murray.
All right, next up, well, Kings actually had a lead yesterday of, what was their largest lead? 12. The Magic's largest lead was the final score, 37. Man. So we want largest lead Kings, largest lead Spurs. I'm going to go 4 for the Kings, 21 for the Spurs.
8 Kings, 13 Spurs.
Okay, closer game. We'll take that. And then the random stat, something you're predicting that will happen in the game that, is a little different, a little odd, like we both got last game. Mine feels like it's odd, then I had to look it up to make sure it was, and it actually is when someone goes, oh, of course he'll do that. I have Victor Wembanyama's going to have more than 5 blocks, and it's like, oh, okay, he probably does that every time.
Of course he does.
The last time he did it was in October. So he gets 5 a lot. I'm going more than 5, so he has to have 6 or more. That's what I'm saying tomorrow. Incredible! For Wemby, what do you got?
Fox will shoot less than 25% from 3.
You are just a hater on Fox. Less than 25%.
Fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
If he was traded back, is he good? You good with him?
What part of his career? Like right now?
Sure.
I
mean, does that matter?
I don't know.
I mean, you asked the question.
Because, that would screw up their whole entire payroll.
So that would bother you. Okay.
Here's the thing. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Please do.
I don't dislike De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
But here's the situation that the Kings were presented with. Everyone's like, how come you can't build around Fox? How come you can't build around Fox? How come you... They literally couldn't. They didn't have the money to build around Fox. They were going to have to give him a max deal. They were going to have to give him a bigger contract
because
than the
of
Spurs.
Fox?
Yeah. They're going to have to give him a bigger contract than what the Spurs gave him. So that was going to be a huge chunk of their payroll. How are they going to get... And De'Aaron Fox is perfect at where he is as a number 2, sometimes number 3, sometimes number 4.
Yeah.
Like he was going to have to be the number 1 guy
For sure.
in Sacramento.
Right.
And you're just not going to make that leap with that.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna
And
be
I don't blame Fox for that. I don't blame the Kings for that. That was just the situation that they were in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the best it could have been here for Fox is if, I saw the opportunity potentially, like if you had closer to DeRozan in his prime, Sabonis playing at a high level, and then maybe get to the playoffs, and if the matchup was right, like Fox could take over a series, I thought. But like for the grand scheme of a season, he's a really good player. But I don't think, he's closer to what he would always be ranked in the league of, the top 100. Fox was always in that like 21 to 30 range, and that's really good.
Like, what was the contract going to be if he stayed in Sacramento? Let's say, you know what? I don't care how the team's doing or any of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in Sacramento. But I want my max deal.
Yeah. And they wouldn't have bottomed out. He would have made him good enough because he's a good player, but not to the spot we all want to see them get to. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow with De'Aaron Fox, with the San Antonio Spurs, and with now 15 consecutive losses, Sacramento Kings. All right, 9 o'clock hour, final hour of the week coming up. We have Friday Fun and Games. We have What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing and Celebrity Birthdays. But next, in studio, Chris Watkins is going to join us. He's been watching these other guys play. He's been watching the Kings.
Maybe.
Sadly as well. We will talk to Chris, get his insight on all things going on basketball. That is next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When the final buzzer sounds, the action keeps going with the Sactown Sports Live event calendar. March 15th, rock legends Jefferson Starship take the stage at Hard Rock Live Sacramento, bringing decades of classic hits and high-energy performance. Then, March 20th through the 22nd, Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live storms into the Cal Expo grandstands with massive trucks, big air, and edge-of-your-seat thrills the whole family will love. April 18th, international comedy star Russell Peters delivers a night of sharp, non-stop laughs at Thunder Valley. On May 1st, the iconic James Taylor performs live at Tahoe Blue Event Center for an evening of timeless songs and unforgettable moments. Friday, June 12th, country star Keith Urban brings his electrifying live show to the Nugget Event Center in Reno. And on August 16th, Kane Brown takes over Ironstone Amphitheater in Murphys for his summer night packed with chart-topping country hits, concerts, comedy, and can't miss live entertainment. Find your next big event now on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
No? No? Yeah. Come on. Final hour of this 4-day week. I like these.
Yeah.
Carmichael Dave will be back with us on Monday, we think. He may just not be able to come back with the Kings doing what they're doing, but
he might just stick to twittering or tweeting.
Oh my gosh. Oh, do you know that story? As Chris Watkins is in studio. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
So we let's just have it take a guess.
Yeah. So I this was pretty early in the show, so I'm guessing you didn't hear it.
No.
You're like, I woke up 5 minutes ago. And thank you for coming in studio too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got a personal shout out on my phone from somebody who used to work here that said hi. Say hi to Chris. Then I went, maybe it's for Law, but I think it's for you.
Nobody says hi.
And nobody says hi to him. They only say hi to you.
I don't know. They just don't say hi to
No
Chris.
one knows. How many tweets?
Oh my!
We're still doing tweets because it's not X. I mean, if it's X, what are they?
X's.
Yeah. No.
Are they X's?
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
I still would call it. Yeah. I mean,
I
think
it
you
Twitter.
can still type in twitter.com and it will take you to X, and so I will still call it Twitter.
Right, which I do, but I guess I never thought about like I'm tweeting, but like what is it on X? Like
it just becomes posting at that point.
Okay. How many of those do you think our own Carmichael Dave, while on vacation, did just yesterday?
Just yesterday.
And Chris, for clarification, these are replies and
tweets and replies, no retweets.
Wow. I would say I'll go double digits at least. I'll say 11.
Just 11?
Just because,
11?
I mean,
that's a lot.
It clearly has to be substantial if we're talking, and Dave's, missing 4 hours of content here. I'd assume the man's got thoughts.
He went 11. That's high.
That is substantial.
It's pretty substantial.
I'll let you know that Chris asked me this question last night he was running the game, and he's like, "How many think?" And I'm like, "Well, I know it's probably a high number."
Yeah.
And so my high number was 31, and he kind of gave me 31. That's a lot.
Okay, wait. So
and you said 11.
We're just saying tweets and like quote tweets, or we're saying tweets, replies?
Tweets and replies.
Just no retweets. Just not taking someone else's tweet.
Okay, so he can be in like a massive thread with somebody.
Yes.
He does.
Yeah.
He tends to do that. He tends to get deep into those threads with people and does not stop.
You still thought 11, which to me sounds high.
I would probably go higher now, but still, I would not go 30.
I'm like 31's high, and Chris gave me the 31. That's a crazy number. Chris, please reveal to Chris Watkins the number.
So if we took your 11
and my 31,
and your 31, now you're making me do quick net. You're
42.
A little more than 30 away. You had 75.
75.
What?
Why? I don't know.
See, yeah, and what was the variance here?
I think the key is on vacation.
On vacation as well.
No,
right?
I don't mean that like. I think you're taking that as like, well, he had nothing. No, he should be like.
Yeah, I mean, don't concern yourself with anything. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, the last thing I'm doing, you can.
How many
you're on the
tweets?
beach,
How many tweets do you think he had during the Kings game yesterday?
I feel like this could be separated into
I don't
how many
think
of those
it's that
tweets
many.
were actually about the Kings themselves.
Like during
I feel
the
like
from
that's
tip off to through like final whistle.
I mean, if of the 75,
I'm gonna go low. I'm gonna go like 10, because I think you told me the number was high earlier. I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll stick with my 11.
Okay.
0.
So none of it's during the game.
Or about the game,
Yeah.
clearly, which I guess
It was. He
deservedly
tweeted
so.
right when they released what the starting lineup was no
Neek.
No Neek.
Yeah. So our exercise was we went back, Chris and I, 75 tweets to see
what spawned all.
Yeah,
of this.
and you were not for him, but like what would it look? What was my world like 75
Oh,
tweets ago?
okay.
And Chris was.
Oh.
You were in January, Chris.
Yeah, January 14th.
And a tweet he did not want to share, which I think he
I
told me
think
in my
that's
ear,
fair.
which was smart for him to edit.
Gotcha. Understood.
And he told you as well.
Yeah, just told me.
And mine was someone that saw me at a Subway, and I confirmed. But in between, it was like Aaron Judge hitting home runs.
Gotcha.
So it's like
It was in
July
between some all
or
rises,
September.
yeah.
There was some Stingers Up pods. Some,
Sure.
But like we were in 2025.
That's what. Yeah, my question was going to be, what year were we in? Because oh my god,
1900s. Yeah.
Get that guy some help, man. I mean, jeez.
Oh,
Enjoy
he'll
your
be-
vacation.
Yeah, he'll be back with us.
Well, I guess the positive of all that is
Maybe.
he wasn't thinking about that. I don't know if he watched or talked about it. He clearly at least was not. Whatever was consuming his mind, the Kings at least have not been consuming his mind to that level. And I think that would
they always do.
That would create psychosis.
Yeah.
Which I guess maybe is how he got here.
I do, before we get into the Kings, certainly in the college basketball, because you've actually been at some of the games to watch.
Right. I'm
these
actually
guys.
going to one tomorrow.
Who are you
Cal
watching?
Stanford.
Okay.
Yeah, the big game.
You've been making your way down there to see some of
have.
these prospects
Yeah,
too.
it's been fun. It's I've never actually gone to a college basketball game before this year, and with this draft being so special,
Man.
and the as we all know, the prestigious ACC conference and the history that it has over here on the West Coast, I was like, I had to come see Duke and North Carolina,
Cal and
play
Stanford.
their most heated rivals in the University of California, and so definitely made a point to go out there and watch those guys, watch Caleb Wilson, watch Cam Boozer. I tried to go watch Michael Brown earlier in the season when Louisville came to town. He was dealing with some back issues, which he is sprung
I like
back
him.
from. Yeah, I really like him. I wish I got an opportunity to watch him in person, but this class is. I mean, someone was asking me yesterday. So, like, if the Kings fall to 5, like, are we kind of screwed? And I'm like, I kind of think you can go wherever, and of course, you got to pick the right guy. But like, it's going to be one of those where we can look 3-4 years in the future and say, wow. I mean, even then, you could have, the classic, the Kings fans can like the Kawhi Leonards, the Klay Thompsons. Like, you really had an opportunity to take somebody there. It's just whether or not you actually end up getting the right person.
I will probably, for the end of time, always pretend to be a GM. I'll never be a GM, and I'll always go, this is who I would take, or whatever. But if I really, really put myself in Scott Perry's shoes, and they won the draft lottery and got number 1, there's a level of excitement for sure, because I control the draft and I'll take calls like, I don't want to trade the pick, but oh wow, Chris Watkins called me. You're offering me what? Well, maybe I will trade that. I mean, I have no plans of doing it, but there would be an element for me where I'd go, this draft is amazing. I'm picking first. There's a lot of pressure, because I would think, and I don't think there's a universal thought that it's Peterson or AJ or Boozer for GMs or whatever it is. But if this draft is that good, I also think there's a really high likelihood that the 9th player is the best pick, the 13th player, the 4th. So picking first is awesome, but there's a chance where we'd go, how did he not pick Mikel Brown? He went 7th. That's the best player in this draft. Yeah. But
he was
yet
never gonna
first,
go 1. Right.
Yeah, he's not going to go 1. I don't think,
Yeah.
or whatever the player is.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
history suggests that, Steph Curry would go number 1 if you redo it. He went 7th. He was good, but he's a legend. It's a lot more like if Wemby's there, easy,
Right?
Easy. It's
Even
not good.
last year, Cooper Flag. Right?
Yeah,
It's like,
easy.
No question.
There were other good players, but that's the easy pick. I don't think there's an easy pick. Do you?
I don't.
If you're one.
If I'm one, no, I don't. And I think it's pretty universal, but I was literally talking to Kayla about it yesterday with Darren Peterson. Like, I think you don't even have to go to like 7 or anything. I think if you get the first pick, and especially if you're the Sacramento Kings, it immediately becomes stressful because you are faced with that decision of, okay, this guy maybe has shown the most talent. He clearly, we don't have to do the whole Darren Peterson layout. I think at this point everyone kind of knows what it is. But you're kind of faced at that point to say, well, is the power dynamic going to be the same that it is at Kansas, right? Like, I think the problem that's going on there is that Darren Peterson is essentially saying, like, you guys are listening. You guys should listen to me. I'm the bigger commodity here. It's a privilege that I chose Kansas. Be happy when I say I'm going to play 20 minutes. Is obviously a little bit more aggressive, but the gist of kind of what's going on, to me, it feels like in Sacramento, that power dynamic doesn't change, right? Like, here in Sacramento, he's still going to be the guy. Everything he wants, he's going to get. The organization will cater to him. To me, that's not healthy, but does that stop you from maybe taking the best talent, the most proven guy, maybe the guy that anyone else would take at number 1, just because maybe in your situation, he's not going to play ball in the same way as, let's say, he goes to the Pacers, end up at number 1 or something. That's clearly a team that has Rick Carlisle, who's an established coach, Tyrese Halliburton, established star. They obviously went to the finals last year. He's got to kind of fall in line to an extent there, or at least there's reason to tell yourself to fall in line. If he comes here to Sacramento, there's nothing saying that, DeMar DeRozan's going to yell at me. Those guys don't really have much hold within the organization. So I think that's the fear if you go number 1, if I'm the Kings, is, man, we really have to decide if Darren Peterson is good enough to kind of forget about all those things. And if we aren't going to forget about those things and we're going to pass on him, we have to, it's the Marvin Bagley thing. Like, you have to live with the ramification of, not only did you not take that guy, you actively passed on these other guys.
Right.
And that is the decision that really, it doesn't even matter if you end up getting Jaren Jackson. I mean, look, the Hawks got Trae Young.
Right.
And it doesn't matter because in that trade, they didn't get Luka. And so the Kings could still, take Cam Boozer number 1, and Cam Boozer can be a fine player. He could be a one-time All-Star. But if Darren Peterson ends up becoming the number 2 pick and, is a 10-time All-Star, nobody's going to care, and everyone's going to say, ha, the Kings literally skipped on taking the best player available.
Yeah.
And who knows, like we talked about to start, who knows how many other of those guys end up falling immediately after that you can have that same thought process on.
You have, I think it's different when you see a player in person. You did see Boozer in person. You saw Caleb Wilson in person. I'm sure you've seen AJ and Peterson on TV. Yeah. It's an unfair question today, and maybe your mind could change. But if you were picking first, whether it's, and I guess we'll do it for the Kings because that's what matters here. And maybe it would be different if it was another team. But if the Kings got the first pick, what would you do?
I'd probably go AJ 1. Possibly controversial. I would really consider taking Caleb Wilson 2.
Interesting.
Why?
What is it there that
about
you saw?
Caleb? I think he's a freak athlete. I think, his shooting ability is a work in progress to say the least. Like, he straight up won't, like, he just doesn't take many jump shots. Period. He'll take some turnarounds and things like that. So it's he's not comfortable, and B, the shot looks totally fine, but if you're just not taking those shots, especially at college, makes me feel like it's just going to be a work in development now. I think the positive is when you watch him play, it's a bit hyperbolic, but like there are shades of like a Giannis type of gameplay. Like, maybe Scotty Barnes is another example, just like a really big, strong physical guy who can get to the rim, who is a freak athlete, who's really strong. And I think has a little bit of special to him. Like, I think that's the thing that really sticks out for AJ as well. Like, AJ is a guy who is a freak athlete, is a forward. You can see his handle for the ball. He's somebody who can be a point forward, something the Kings haven't had, period. And, is able to get to the line a ton. Like, I just think AJ really shows a lot of star potential. And there's just a lot of things in his game that show that, like, this is just easily going to translate. I think Darren Peterson falls because of just, I think, everything that we just outlined. And then Cam Boozer, like, honestly, it's kind of, it's not a hill I was planning to die on, but I just was unimpressed. Like, I'm not saying he's going to be a bust or anything like that, but if we're talking especially about the special kind of talent that could be at the top, he just, in my opinion, didn't leap off the page. Now, people will say his brain is the thing that is supposed to be the great equalizer, or even the thing that sets him over the top. But I just, I'm a simple man, Jason. Sometimes I just want to see a guy jump out the gym, and he just doesn't do that. He's a physical freak, and he is a freshman bullying older guys out there. That means something, but ultimately, just a lot of his game feels like it's running through a wall, and I'm stronger. I just don't see much body control, don't see much touch around the rim, things like that make me feel like, okay, even if he meets somebody at the rim, he maybe can get a little English on it and finish.
Yeah, watching the Kings too this year, and it's not exclusive to them just this year only, but it feels like for the last couple of years to me, Chris, that one, they could use more athletes, and they're just smaller in general. Like there was a moment last night, someone from the Magic was at the line, and so just, they're right down below us where you would sit to and see, and you just go, I think in the paint was Reynaud next to Jonathan Isaac, so he's a bench wing, and you're like, well, and he's got the tall hair too, and you're like, well, he's just bigger than Reynaud. Banchero is a massive.
I was going to say Orlando might not be the specific.
It is a bad, but then
really
even
highlights it. But to
Tristan
be fair,
Da Silva was standing in the paint. Mo Wagner, and like
Anthony Black is
all the way
6'7".
across. Like everybody is bigger, and it's not just Orlando. Like Toronto came to town when they played all those like 6'8". They didn't really have a center.
Right.
They played Mamu and then Barnes and Ingram, and I'm like, is everybody 6'8"?
Right.
Minnesota's that way.
Always the team, yeah.
And that's why I was excited about Hunter and maybe Keegan. If you had AJ, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I think they need more 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", long arm, good athlete type of guys. It's kind of where the league is, and the Kings are very light on that.
My opinion is where the league has almost always been too, especially like, the last 15, 20 years. I always point at the Paul, like how many conference finals has Paul George been to? And he's maybe like the third or fourth best small forward of the Kevin Durant's, the LeBrons, the Giannis's, all those guys. I just think the league, it's so valuable to have these forwards who are obviously like, it's a big man's game. Like if you can have as close to the 7-foot size while also having guard skills, that's a cheat code, and that's the thing that the Kings have just been lacking. They have a ton of guards, but with that comes height issues. Or you can be really big, but then you can't shoot. You don't have, you run a slow-paced offense, and I think the Kings just need to look at the Celtics model. Get your Jaylen Brown, get your Jason Tatum, and figure the rest out around them. Like it's really, really easy to build your team when you build like that, and I think it's in my opinion just a way. I mean, we can list off the top of our heads like the good small forwards that the Kings have had since 2000. It's Rudy Gay, it's Peja Stojakovic, it's Ron Artest. Like that's the list.
Small group.
It's I think that the Kings have just in general neglected that position, but I kind of also think that it's not a coincidence that the Kings have neglected that position, and they've sucked for that entire time. Like, I, again, just think that the importance of getting somebody great at that spot cannot be undervalued. And, again, we just almost don't even know what we're missing because we just have not had any of that. I mean, Harrison Barnes wouldn't even show, like, flat. It was, hey, a good Harrison Barnes night is maybe him being surface, scratching the top 10 of small forwards at his position. And, I just think the Kings – to even have a guy who's touching top 5 at that position, I think would be just incredible for the team.
I know there's more, and I haven't done a deep dive, but I've been watching more college basketball lately, so maybe guys you've caught up on. But like seeing Fifth and beyond, like Flemings, I like him. I've seen Acuff had the monster game the other day. There's just feels like there's more, and ironically, like it's great to be near the top, but this really looks like a good draft. Is there anyone else? Like, I mean, look, the Kings can pick 5th, 6th. It depends on where they finish here at the end of the season. Likely going to be last, but worth moving down, probably not. I mean, I wonder. They're not one player away right now, but I feel like in this draft, they can't get like, hey, that was nice. Like we need to.
They can't get a Keegan Murray, frankly. I mean,
no,
Keegan's a good player. He was picked 4th.
He's good.
Like,
he's good.
He fits into the team.
They need a dude.
They need a dude. They need a guy.
And it feels like there's some in this draft. And that's I hope. What's your thoughts too, by the way, on now the league's just freaking out about tanking?
I'm so sick of hearing everyone has solutions. Everyone has one.
Is it broken?
I mean, it sucks. I don't know if it's broken. It feels like it's just always been this way.
Is it? Yeah, it's like an overreaction to this year specifically. Like if this was like a I mean, is there a great pick? Like, is it happening more this year because everyone's talking about next year and the year after maybe not as good?
Yeah.
Are we going to see the same kind of thing?
I don't know if it's happening more, but it's happening more egregiously and it's happening earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the Utah Jazz doing what they're doing in February, like, is insane. Like, the playing Lauri Markkanen, training for Jaren Jackson and then essentially treating him like how you've been playing Lauri Markkanen is criminal. Like, at that point, that's really where you're spitting in the face of the league and saying, daring them to do something. And, they slapped him on the wrist. They fined him.
Yeah.
Apparently OKC snitched and, is trying to really keep them, keep their draft pick because I guess they own it. But I think that it's always been around. I just think it's more egregious. And obviously when there's a good draft, I think people are just kind of focused on that and see that the league is also focused on that. And I think it kind of bothers them. But in my opinion, and of course it could be recency bias, it just doesn't feel worse necessarily. It feels like it's being talked about more, but it doesn't necessarily feel worse than it has in the past. Teams at the bottom have always kind of realized, hey, there's no point. And I think it's just you're more incentivized than ever to not to pick a side, really. I guess it's whatever side you want to be on. You can either, as we've seen the Kings in the past, really, really, really fight for that play-in if you want to be in that spot, or if you're in that spot, you could say, what is the play-in to us? Let's instead try and get as many ping-pong balls as possible.
And the two teams that I'm watching, one you mentioned was Utah because they make an aggressive trade to get Jaren Jackson Jr. They've got Markkanen, they got some pieces, George as well. They'll get another high pick. And I feel like they're going to try to flip that switch and be aggressive to start next year. Yeah. Washington's the exact same thing. They have Sarr. They get Trae Young. They get Anthony Davis. We can all question whether this is the right move. But they're going to get a high pick too, and I think they're going to try to think they're going to in the top 8 next year.
Yeah,
with those trades, and they're sitting those guys right now.
Yeah, and I think the Atlanta one is really Washington one is really interesting because they, like you said, I mean they have the young players, and so they're technically, they're not leaning into any, like they are just, or I guess they are just kind of leaning into what they already are. But they traded for guys who at least are perennially hurt. I don't have to question, like with the Utah situation. Okay, so Jaren Jackson was healthy, was traded for you, cleared that physical, and now you're just deciding to give him surgery, where at least Trae Young, we know, has tons of injury, and Anthony Davis kind of speaks for itself. That one, again, feels at least more strategic to me and more calculated, planned, and like this is actually – it just so happens to work perfectly in an orchestrated fashion where, again, it feels like Utah is manufacturing ways to lose these games or to put themselves in a situation less advantageous than what it could be. And I think the Kings are maybe a happy medium of both of those things where, Sabonis, he's definitely been out all year. But I think it's good. We've seen him fight through many injuries. Not every injury isn't created equal, but he definitely was not rushing back at any point this year. And Zach LaVine, they said fifth finger. I'm trying to figure that. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. Still trying to figure it out.
Unless it's the thumb, you count the other way.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. So,
I don't know if you heard this quote earlier because the league put out something yesterday from Shams about different things they were looking at. But this was from Brian Windhorst. He said, I had an executive tell me that the number 1 pick in this year's draft is worth $100 million. If you gave that opportunity to buy that pick, teams would pay the $100 million for it. Keep that in mind when you talk about the Jazz being fined.
What does that mean, Jason?
Well, I
mean, I know what it means.
Yeah,
but
because I think that goes to the discussion. Like, if you eliminate the draft, and now have free agency for these players,
that would be $100 million player.
That's in their mind. If that's is that Peterson? Yeah. Is that AJ? Whatever. But then what's 2 worth? 80, 90? I mean, the point being to me is like, no, there's the Thunder. They bought. I mean, I just unless you have a cap, our teams then tanking more or just releasing play. Like, I hate that idea of having these guys be free agents.
No, I can't stand that one because it I mean, to me, it's just worse for everybody. I think it obviously puts the rookies in a weird spot too. Like it's really the NIL conversation tenfold, right? It's these guys being so young and then being that much money at a professional level, maybe given a certain like level of expectation from their franchise. Absolutely, like. It's no, I'm not saying, there's probably, again, somewhere in the middle that we can meet. Do they have to make $6 million? No. Do they have to make 25? Maybe not. But I feel like that is just a really, really dangerous slope too, because it's the obvious take, but what are the odds that the Kings are going to get any of the top guys? I mean, the sell is we suck, we can give you minutes at that point, not hey, come join our team, come join our culture, come join our organization. Hey, you might take less money, but there's a good path to playing. Your career won't have any random, hiccups and bumps along the way to start it. Like, you will have a clean start finish. You might not play as much as you want to. Maybe you end up with more Jonathan Kuminga situations just across the league, but I think, they feel like it would be an equal fair market. They feel like, well, hey, it could be better for some team. Again, like maybe it is more valuable for some agents to get the number 7 pick to the Kings and the number 10, because I guess that's, again, another benefit is you could sign multiple of these rookies. But to me, feels like it's just not a good solution. And I don't think I haven't heard a good solution yet. No. But I just think that there's so many slippery slopes in all of these things.
The two that I'm closest to, and again, I would leave it as is, me personally. Yeah. The two that I'm closest to is have a freeze date for the standing. So if that's right out of the All-Star break, freeze it, and you go, all right, the Kings at that point were last, so they go in as the one pre-draft spot. The only thing I don't know how you fix is Team 12, let's say, gets on a heater on the back end, and then I guess they move in. They make the playoffs, and you move the other teams down. But still, you could have Team 11 win the lottery, and we go, man, they won 43 games. Yep. That one, or the only other one is give everybody the 1 in 14 chance, 14 ping pong balls. It's that simple. It's made for TV. We see it happen. 14th pick, boom, there's the Orlando Magic. 13th, Sacramento. And there's no tricks. There's no funny business. And once your ping pong ball is gone, that's your pick. You're done, and we work our way to number 1. That's the only other one, and I think that gives everybody a 7% chance. I think that doesn't help anybody to lose. Now, if you just lose, you're bad. You're a bad team.
Yeah.
But I just leave it. I think they're overreacting.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, too, if we should just go NFL. Like, just go straight. If you lose, you get the first pick.
Yeah, I mean, there's still damage to that.
Yeah.
Ticket sales, the year. I mean, this year isn't fun.
Yeah. Would revenue share maybe help, too? Like, if you finished bottom 5, you don't get to participate
or something.
Or don't participate in revenue share, I don't know. It's
smart people can figure this out. Yeah. Someone will. All right, we got more. You want to stick around? We got Friday Fun and Games.
I guess. As long as we're not hitting the post, I'm okay.
We're going to hit the post today with Chris Watkins, his favorite game. We've got celebrity birthdays. You'll compete in that coming up. What's on deck? We've got more to get to as well. Chris Watkins is in studio. Matt and Kayla coming up. We got the final half hour straight ahead.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. Chilly start to the day with some areas of frost around the valley. Be prepared to layer it up this morning as you're into that Friday routine. For the afternoon, we're drying out with light winds. Expect to have partly sunny skies, low to mid 50s ahead. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, you can drive a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport and enjoy a tradition begun with the first Accord in 1976. Ask about the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Your business moves fast. Your bank should keep up. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built for momentum with tools that help you manage cash flow, streamline payments, and fuel growth. Right now, there's never been a better time to switch. Open a new Valley Strong business account and get 3 months of business banking products and services free, up to $750 in value to power your next big move. Because when your business runs stronger, the whole Valley does too. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future at valleystrong.com/business.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Truck Month?
Get the new Ram you want at the most affordable price I've seen in years. You can lease a new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie for as low as $399 a month for 39 months. That's $13,000 off MSRP on a brand new 2026 Ram truck.
Whoa, $399 a month? That feels like it can't be real.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive how we've been able to find all this savings. As a fifth-generation family-owned dealer, Our goal has always been, and continues to be, to serve our customers and save them as much as possible.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HoblettDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
13,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie after 5,000 factory rebate and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,000 select inventory cash on select inventory, $399 special lease with $29.95 due at signing, plus tax, license fees, and dealer accessories. Must finance through Stellantis. 7,500 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over for well-qualified buyers with 720 plus FICO score. Sample VIN 179105. MSRP 68,125. See dealer for details.
At InShape, we have a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, the after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, bodybuilder, walker, runner, swimmer, spinner, stretcher, rower, climber, jumper, dancer, boxer, sauna seeker, recoverer. Basically, if you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong at InShape. So whether it's your first time or your first time in a while, start the year strong and join today at InShape.com. Find a location nearest to you.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Go Inc.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is going to be fun.
It's time for What's on Deck. Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
All right, we got What's on Deck coming up here in a moment. Chris Watkins is here with Chris Verlaud and myself. Let's see, this texter, Chris 916. Hey, Jason and Chris, if you guys are familiar with the rules, let's say the Kings got the number one pick, and Darren Peterson says, hey, I don't want to play for Sacramento, which I heard listening to a Jazz podcast. He preferred not to play for Sacramento or Utah. I know Ace Bailey tried to avoid Utah. Jaden Ivey put that out there. He didn't want the Kings to take him. What are the rules or pathways he could use if the Kings took him and refused to play for us? Could he go back to college, go overseas? Would the Kings still own his rights? Steve Francis, I was thinking he's the one guy that I remember got out of his way out of Vancouver, and with his actions on the court, not playing, pulling himself all worries, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I would hope they would have the intel on that prior to drafting if that's who they were interested in. And, I mean, there's certain contracts and guarantees. I mean, guys can make it more difficult, but, I mean, that's also a little bit of stain on them, and you can still then, I guess, trade them. It's not ideal, but I would hope they would know that. Eli didn't want to go to the Chargers. I mean, there's examples, but
yeah, it's kind of tough. Like to once he is picked, like there's not really much he can do besides act
just
out,
not sit,
and,
or not play. I mean,
I think he could probably play in Europe, I guess, but I don't know how much that really suits him. And then that is the I guess the interesting or the most question thing about Darren Peterson is, at some point, like you're in the NBA, if at that point you're in the NBA, like that you're there, like there's no more manufacturing your way anywhere.
Right.
Like you've already made it. And at this point, if you mess up, like your chance is done.
And agents, it's not every agent will tell you this, but I remember hearing from agents before, kind of the process, like Chris, if you were a stud college player and you're a freshman, you say, I may love college. I want to do this for 2 or 3 years. Yeah, but you're going to go in the top 10. I want to get you in because I'm starting your clock because you're 20 and you want that next big contract and you're only 24, maybe 25. And then you got a shot at one more big one, early 30s. And it's like, I have changed generations of your family where if you wait 2 years, everything is kind of affected. So agents will go, get there now. And let's say Peterson, you got to get there, start the clock, start to perform. And doesn't mean you have to be a King forever.
Right, exactly.
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think, at least it's not baseball, right? Like, he doesn't have his rights tied for 8 years and all things like that. Like, worst case for him, I think it's 3 years minimum.
Yeah,
but even for, like, a top 5 pick, it might be a 4-year guaranteed. And then, he could just not sign his rookie extension.
Right.
And hit free agency then. I don't think, to my memory, no significant draft pick has not signed a rookie extension to that point and just hit free agency as early as possible. I guess
it's always possible
in this NIL world.
Yeah.
Like I think that mindsets have definitely shifted. So wouldn't surprise me.
What's on Deck is brought to you by our friends at Trex Decking and Railing. We always look at the bottom 6 because the Kings are the bottom right now. The Pacers and Wizards play again. They played last night.
Wow,
so much fun. Wizards got their 15th win.
Wow.
Pacers at 15. Someone will win tonight. Jazz, they're at the bottom. Well, they have 18. They got a little cushion. They are at the Grizzlies. The Bucks are at the Pelicans. Pelicans have 15 wins. And the Nets at the Thunder. Nets will probably lose. They're at 15.
Yeah.
I guess the real games, Mavericks at Timberwolves, Clippers at Lakers, Nuggets at Blazers.
How many games have the Kings played this year now?
They are at 57.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I think they have 25 to go.
It's crazy.
That's it. Only 25 left.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Is that all that's on deck?
Yeah, there's nothing else that's happening. Winter Olympics. What do you got, Chris?
Well, Saturday, noon game.
That's tomorrow.
Manchester City versus Newcastle. Get a win. They could put a lot of pressure on Arsenal, who's playing Tottenham.
Oh, the Spurs.
North
Arsenal
London
gave
Derby.
Up an own goal. Can you imagine?
And we'll see if Chris Watkins' guy will get back on track to finally get his hair cut with United going to Everton. You've seen that story, right?
Please, Jason. I've definitely seen it. Absolutely.
The United fan that is growing his hair out.
Yeah, I have seen that.
4 years.
What's he winning for? A 5-game winning streak?
5-game winning streak.
And it just reset because they drew.
Because he was at 4, right?
Yeah.
And then they got a draw.
You know what else is on deck? Go to Sactown Sports to watch the video produced by Chris Watkins, performed by the great Kevin Whitey Gleason, the Bean Boys.
I'm a little upset with Whitey.
Why?
Why is that?
Because he came in yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, you're here early. What are you doing here?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm working on some video with Chris." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then we just talked for a little bit, and he didn't tell me that he was doing a full-on music video.
Can't let you in on the genius. It's really good.
Chris could have made a nice cameo in there.
He could have.
I could have.
As the champ, just randomly walking into the video.
Could have maybe reenacted like the Kobe Bryant, Mike Bibby elbow or something.
Yeah, something.
Man, I had to rewatch that to put it in. Kobe Bryant swung at Mike Bibby's face.
Did.
Like, it was I took
a foul
it
on
frame
Mike's
by
face.
frame.
Yeah.
And there's a couple frames there where it's like, if I just showed you these 4 frames consecutively, did Kobe Bryant punch somebody on the basketball floor?
Right.
It's right there on film. It's
Yeah.
in like 320p or something, but it's there.
By the way, some of the clips you picked for like the struggling Kings were pretty top notch.
Yeah,
I'm like,
thank you. Yeah, NBA.com's got a pretty good database to which you can just look at like the furthest misses that the Kings have had. You can just sort it by like alley-oop misses. Pretty tragic things going on there.
Yeah. That part's a tough watch, but a good video. Good job on that.
Yes. No, thank you, everybody. Yeah, go check it out on, I think it's literally everywhere. It's on our YouTube channel. It's on our Twitter. It's on our Instagram as well. If you're on YouTube, Win Today, I think is
the official title.
Should get you there. Bean Boys parody.
Bean Boys, yeah. Very good.
And while you're there, hey, check out my interview with AEW's Willow Nightingale.
Yes. She was so pleasant. I talked with her for like 5 minutes or something like that before Chris got in there, and she was just like
enjoyable.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like every wrestler that we've had in here is just salt of the earth.
Yes,
I
agree.
Makes no sense.
Oh, that's MJF, and he is not nice.
I've heard
you would
that
not
he
like to talk about him.
Not very nice.
But he is salt of the earth.
Okay, salt of the earth. We'll go with that. It's time for celebrity birthdays. Let's do it. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than crumble cookies. I don't know if Kyle's playing in there. I know he's watching the video right now. Is Kyle in? Yeah, he's in. All right, Chris, and Kyle. I know Chris is going to do well on this. I think we have one birthday that, one movie, and more than that, but I'm going to give you the one that came out on this day. In what year? February 20th of what year did the movie Euro Trip come out?
Ooh.
You know that movie?
No.
Kyle, what's
Great
Euro
movie.
Trip about?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was watching the Bean Boys song.
What's the movie Euro Trip about?
Well, it's about a trip to Europe, right?
Got it. Okay.
Nailed it.
Well, you've probably heard the song Scotty Doesn't Know.
Scotty doesn't know.
Chris doesn't know.
By
Wow.
Matt Damon. Anyway.
Matt Damon.
That came out in 2003.
2003. He's usually really good at this. Are you gonna agree
I'm
with
just
him?
going to go 2003.
I was trying to keep the connected points. I'll say 2001.
All right. Kyle and Chris are closest.
Wrong.
Not correct
2004.
answer. It is 2004. Happy birthday today to Rihanna.
Oh.
Rihanna. That's how you pronounce her name.
Rihanna.
Sean Cunningham.
Ask Sean Cunningham.
Yeah.
Well,
Jake Gaden.
I'll ask Sean.
I don't think Jake wants to talk about Rihanna anymore.
Rihanna is 34.
37.
No, I think she's 39.
Tie between Christopher Lott and Kyle. 38th birthday. How about Olivia Rodrigo?
Good for you.
What's that mean?
That's a song she sings.
Oh, driver's license. It's the only one I know.
What does that mean?
I thought he was saying like I pronounced it correctly because I didn't. Rihanna.
No, that's... Never mind.
I paid my taxes.
You didn't know that song either, Christopher Lott.
But I didn't look old by asking that.
Deja vu, huh?
Olivia Rodrigo, you said?
Correct. I'm not talking anymore.
That's also a song she sings.
I know. Of course. That's why that's the greatest bit I've ever done.
26.
28.
27.
No. I missed out.
Yeah, it's good.
I just missed out.
Chris Watkins is closest, 23.
No.
I know their age. I don't know what that was. Trevor Noah. Do you know Trevor?
He's going to host the Grammys again, right?
Oh, is he?
Did. No, I think that was the last
fifth
time.
time or something.
That was the last time.
Trevor Noah is 41 years old.
39.
I'll go 44.
Chris Watkins is closest, 42. Let's see if
right.
we can get a couple more in here. Charles Barkley.
Ooh, terrible. 67.
He is 64.
I'll go 68.
Christopher Lott's closest, 63. Justin Verlander.
42. 44.
Ooh, I was going to say 44. I'll go 45.
I think he's just turning 43.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Kyle Ledbetter, 43. Miles Teller.
He is 38.
Miles Teller. Let's say 40.
42.
We have a tie between the Chris's, 39 for Miles Teller. Jared McCain from Sacramento, now on the Thunder.
Lightning?
21.
22.
I think 21 also.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Christopher Lott.
Wow.
Happy 22nd birthday. There's more to get. Oh, one last one from the A's. Luis Severino. The GOAT. Some say.
35.
33.
32.
We have another correct answer for Kyle Ledbetter. Is that 2 in a row?
No, I got the last
it's
one.
definitely not.
I'm old. All right. We will take the break. We have Friday fun and games coming your way next. And it might be hit the post. We don't know.
No.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. We'll find out next.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers!
Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Right now at Elk Grove Honda, you can lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sports Sedan for only $39.99 down, including first payment due at lease inception, excluding tax and license. 35 monthly payments of $299 plus tax, license, and 0 security deposit on approved credit. Mileage in excess of $10,000 per year at 20 cents per mile. It really is the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. King's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
We have finally made it to Friday.
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games
On the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
We played that a lot yesterday.
Well, you made an appearance in the Rewind today
I did?
with that very clip.
Wow. Thanks
Very
for
nice.
listening.
Do you have a sample of it, Chris?
You can check it out on our YouTube.
Yeah.
Kings
He's
Rewind.
looking, he's searching, he's looking, he's searching, he's turning, he's spinning, he's wheeling, he's dealing.
Woohoo!
Oh, yeah, it was that. It was
Oh, yeah. That wasn't from yesterday, was it? Or was it?
Was that yesterday?
No, it was one of the drafts that the Kings had.
draft.
Yeah.
Oh, this is way back.
Really?
Yeah. This was when he was still working here.
Back in the
Actually, I
day.
can find the exact date.
Well, we did the show together when the Kings moved up in the lottery to
Yes.
get number 2, and
Yep.
we're like, Luka! And they got
No,
that.
I said Luca. You said options.
Did I?
Yes. I remember that clip. You said options.
They drafted options.
They did draft
definitely-
options.
And how did that go?
Well,
Wrong?
I would say not.
Not well?
Oh, that was November 19th.
Yeah, not well.
2020.
That particular woohoo?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know what that was about. It couldn't have been. Wait, they didn't have the draft in November, did they?
No.
Okay, good.
Sports were what? They had returned. Yeah. I don't know. Something great. Something glorious. Hello. How are you guys?
What's going on?
Do I have to?
No. I mean, you have 4 hours to discuss, I guess.
Better than the Kings, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
Got him.
Hopefully everybody's doing
The
better.
2020 NBA draft took place on November 18th, 2020.
Wow.
So what was the woohoo? What did they select?
About getting Halliburton.
Oh.
About get what?
Halliburton.
Oh yeah, I was not happy with the Halliburton pick because I really wanted Devin Vassell.
I remember that.
That
I
might have been
remember
a very sarcastic woo.
It did sound like there wasn't enough
Yeah,
life
I
behind
wanted
it.
Devin Vassell, and
It's
they
forced.
did not.
Yeah.
Well, Devin Vassell got taken before or after.
I think it was the next pick. I believe. I don't know. Could be wrong.
I was wrong.
Yeah. Well,
it was
There's a
wrong.
lot going on.
yeah, there's a lot going on. Who knew? We're going through things.
Yeah.
World was changing on us. Yeah.
Still is.
Life happened.
Hey, we don't have a ton of time, so you guys ready for some Friday Funny Games?
Friday Funny Games.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Is he okay?
Yes.
Sorry. He just...
Whoa, wipe out.
Sorry. Olympics. I just watched over your head as a man died on a ski slope.
Well, I don't think he really died.
Spoiler.
He did get up.
Oh, he's alive.
Yeah, he won the gold, but okay, he died.
Oh, he spiked his glove in frustration. Anyway,
Friday Funny
Friday Funny Games. Anyway,
All
all right.
right.
This is a game. You guys we haven't played it yet with you, so I don't know. I'll try to explain it. It's called Wavelength. Chris Watkins knows it well. Christopher Laud knows it well. That Kyle has played it before.
No, I do not know this well because I always get them mixed up.
The rules. Okay, I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. And Chris, if you hear something wrong, tell me. We're going to pick a number between 1 and 10. For example, 10 is the best. 1 is the worst.
Okay.
So we'll use the worst number just for an example, and it's 1. And then the person who doesn't know what the number is going to ask questions of the other people on specific things, and you try to give an answer to what you think is a 1 answer, if that makes sense.
Okay, one more time. 1 is the best.
The worst.
Okay.
10 is the best.
Gee, yeah, because I'm an idiot because the Kings should get the 10th pick, not the first pick.
Rate it 1 to 10. I rate it 1. That's good. No, 10 is great. Anyway, 10 the best.
Roma's is the number 1 pizza place in Sacramento.
See, Chris confused me now.
Okay, 10 is the best, 1 is the worst. And if I said, Matt, give me, describe this number, and remember, our example is 1, of something you'd find at a salad bar. What do you hate at a salad bar? Just for example.
Deviled eggs.
Okay, so you try to ask things that you think you know about people, and I'm like, ooh, does Matt love deviled eggs?
We should
Or is
have
that terrible?
Chris go first so you guys get a feel for it.
Yes,
let's
so
do
he
that.
will. So Chris,
Me not seeing the number.
yeah. So you can't look and take your headsets off because we have to let our audience know what the number is. I will show the number. Let's
Okay.
go with this. Everybody see it?
Yeah,
Don't say it.
yeah.
The number is 6.
Okay, here we go. Chris, we're ready. Okay, so he's going to ask questions, and you try to answer what you think represents that number to help him guess it correctly at the end. So
Okay.
maybe you start with me if you
Yeah,
want. Just 'cause
and it's always you and I do this regardless of whether we're playing or not. So give it this number as a medium meal, please.
As a medium meal at the arena.
Yes. We do this all.
I will say that is a pasta casserole.
Whoa. Okay.
A pasta casserole. I do okay on that one?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, we'll see. Well, we'll see. We'll all evaluate others.
Kayla, can you give this to me as a candy?
Oh, okay. I would do like a Kit Kat.
Okay. I feel like I'm ranging at like a 6 or a 7
Okay,
ish.
good. Interesting.
The 7 was Kit Kat.
6, 7.
His was like a 5.
Okay.
Jason's was like a 5.
All
Matt,
right.
give this to me as like an Oakland A's. Or
It's an
gosh,
A's?
as an A's.
No,
as an
A's.
athletic. As an
As a
athletic.
current athletic.
Yeah. It could be all time too if that's easier.
Let's go Lawrence Butler.
I'm gonna say a 7.
Okay, so far you have Chris. Chris or Kyle or both? So right now you're
Kyle,
feeling
give
7.
this to me as a quarterback.
Ooh.
CJ Stroud.
Okay.
That's like a 6.5, 7.
Okay. And last one.
Chris, what do I want?
This is really interesting.
A Sacramento food establishment.
Ooh, okay. I will go with... I only go to good places.
No
Careful,
leaning on the
careful.
numbers. Yeah, no hints.
I will say... Oh, this is a tough one. I am going to say...
And then I got to reverse it because he's doing
Yeah.
No. This is Cantina Alley.
All right, so you've heard it. You've gone around. What's
Ooh,
your
I've heard of this
I'm
place.
staying at a 7.
Okay,
I
that's
like
your
a
final
7.
answer?
I like a 7, yeah.
So
Staying at a
close.
7.
So close.
Yeah,
6.
really close.
6.
6.
You were really
You
good.
were
And
good.
you got it right after the candy.
I know when you
kind
said
of-
6
yeah.
after Kayla.
Yeah.
I think I misled you because I think Lawrence
that was-
Butler.
I
I'm a
felt
little
good about
lower on
that.
Lawrence
Lawrence
Butler.
gave
than-
me like a 6.8, like a 6.8.
I had a lot
so I
of
was
players
more-
that were like
All right,
4 or
we got to go
5.
quick.
Yep.
Can we
Gotta
do
go.
one more?
Yeah,
Matt or
we could do
Kayla,
one
Do you
more.
want to try
Matt,
this?
do Matt.
Okay, hello.
No, thank you.
All right, take your headphones off. Kayla, you pick the number. Just show us the sign. the number
Okay,
so the audience
let's
sees it.
do a...
Okay, the number. Oh, Chris, you say the number. So he
I can't see
doesn't-
the number.
Oh, it was this.
Number is 4.
Okay, there we go. Matt, we're ready.
All right.
So you get the game. You ask a question.
Yes,
You feel like you know us.
Quickly,
hopefully
Matt.
we help you. Yeah.
Quickly. Okay. Give it to me.
Baby.
Jason. Give it to me in. Sorry, give it to me in
Quickly.
Sorry, Sacramento Kings. I guess players. Sacramento
All
Kings
time?
all time.
Oh, jeez.
Let's go with Grievous Vasquez.
Oh boy, we're low. Okay, we're low. Chris, give it to me in.
You gotta stop saying that.
Describe this in.
Yeah.
Your children.
Give it to me.
Give it to me. In movies.
Oh
boy.
Ooh.
You don't know that Chris doesn't watch movies.
Give it to you in a movie.
Oh,
Christopher Long, give it to him in a movie.
I said Chris. I didn't say Watkins.
I will say something that you've seen.
Yeah, that narrows it down.
I will say it is
We're struggling.
Yeah.
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Okay, we're like 3-4.
Okay.
We're 3-4 range.
Ask Kayla, Chris, or Kyle. See if we can get you there.
Kayla, give it to me. Jesus! Football teams.
Oh, okay. Let's do
Current football, like current
like
franchise.
in terms of
State of the
yeah.
franchise. Current franchise.
Okay. Let's do let's do the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot what number we're at, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Chris,
What do you think?
finally in MLB The Show cards.
Okay.
MLB The
me.
Show cards, yes.
Jeez. This is like a I don't know. It's Alfonso Soriano.
So what's your Kyle left? So you gotta come up with an answer. What are you feeling?
It's either 3 or 4.
What's your pick?
I'm gonna go 3.
Oh.
Is it 4?
So
It was
close.
4. Good job. We were not
So close.
on the same wavelength.
No.
We were close.
We're close though.
One
yeah.
number off
Gotta
each
tweak
one.
the frequency
Good
a
clues.
little bit.